meeting yesterday doing a presentation, and I started picking up everyone's accent out of nowhere, and
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And like I said the same word like 8 times in a row, trying to break out of the accent, and it just kept coming out. And I was like, I'm sorry.
I'm breaking down.
My mind's going. Save me, please.
I'm like, I don't know what's happened. I'm sorry.
Yellow reconquers my beautiful world.
So
well,
I was.
started playing.
I think this was the last map I made in Roll20.
Bad map. Too bad there's piss lines everywhere.
All right.
I wasn't doing that on purpose. How much did I actually go into sounding like Crawford?
You did a lot. It was very funny.
It was the entirety of your interactions up until we brought it up, I think.
Okay.
You missed me that bad?
I don't know what happened, but you were definitely talking like Curtis does when he's Crawford, and it was very funny.
The best part is you could like there's a couple of comments in the side chat, and then you could just hear all of us reacting to it, like just chuckling.
I gotta go back and read. I did not notice.
Yeah, we couldn't tell if you were doing it intentionally or if it was just...
It's the most abstract bit.
Yeah, I was just like, is he trying to sound like Crawford? Like, what's going on?
I just got tired of Mickey Mousing it.
Well, you originally had a deeper voice, like a... don't, whoever's doing that, stop. Do not help her. But it was, yeah, you had like a more like kind of a whispery old man voice, and then you sometimes do that, and then other times you just do Ahmed, and then sometimes you do Crawford.
I mean, I shouldn't say shit about other people's accents, so.
No, I mean, mine are awful too, but it's just funny.
That was the commentary from last time.
It was out of nowhere, and we were all...
Like, kind of doing, I think, like a Tom Hardy from The Revenant thing. And suddenly it just ended up becoming Crawford.
You should just go with Bane if you're going to go Tom Hardy.
What?
Whenever it's time to talk, I cover my mouth and I talk like this.
Yeah, it's got to go up here.
Oh, I'm delicious.
Oh God!
You did pull your make a makeshift mask out of your hat and pull it down. So in canon, you can use that line. It makes sense.
All right.
Who drew the fucking vagina on the tower? What is going on here?
Oh.
I would. Okay.
This
very
is just
cool.
Not right.
Very cool and very good.
God. See, this is why I never even thought about promoting it. Is because then I have to like watch out for all this stuff. We'd never make any money because of all the cussing we do.
Chatter for 1 hour, hurting cat for 3. Welcome to our D&D podcast.
Anyway, all right, we ready to start?
Nope, I need to go to the bathroom. This is not a joke. I apologize.
Jeez, all right, I'm gonna get some water. Everyone, do whatever you have to do.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
All right, so this Sunday, who's available?
I'm pending currently.
Okay.
I may have plans. I may not. I'm waiting to hear back.
All right, let me know.
Okay, I will.
This one shot thing is going to be a real one shot. I would be very surprised if it goes longer.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I noticed about all the one shots that I've been looking at is they have terrible fucking endings.
No.
This kind of like, all right, you did the thing you were supposed to do. The end.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Most campaigns do that too, though. To be honest.
Huh?
A lot of campaigns do that too.
Well, yeah. Normally you do a little epilogue thing, though. Like, you know, it's like, what happened to your character after this?
Yeah.
Or you prepare an after story and then never touch it for months on end, so you only have like 2 after stories with a vague outline.
What do you mean we're not done with our story?
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a threat.
Are we level 6 yet?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what I want to make y'all level 6. Like, it's just kind of like at some point. Dude, I need to figure out how to do the zoom function on.
Make us level 6 once we defeat Vincent Trench.
We're 5th graders in 2nd grade at this point. I think we need Their skills.
How many XP is Vincent Trench?
He's actually
People
worth.
fight
I was gonna
hard
say he's actually worth a lot if you found a way to fucking kill him. I would make you. I would give you all that experience. I don't even know how to add that in correctly.
When was the last time we fucking leveled up? Was that Christmas? No, not Christmas.
No, it was after
After
y'all.
the necromancer?
It was no, it was after the aftermath, at the hub stuff.
Oh.
Y'all leveled
We leveled up at the hub?
after the hub. Yeah, it was the after survive, like the after the aftermath. You leveled, and then I didn't. I don't know when I want to level y'all because you're getting to the point where you're just like way over leveled for this campaign.
Can't you just level up the campaign to meet us?
Yeah, I was about to say, but I'm also just thinking about making it more difficult.
Yeah, that tracks.
So
Previously
anyway,
on Dragon Ball Z.
I've zoomed into it on the map. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, the group of adventurers known as the Pretty Boy Club hated the guts out of each other. There was turmoil due to a certain bard's certain actions that will not be mentioned further. Yada yada. But you all woke the next morning, still a little upset. Ivern and Kin were first to act. They had a little powwow in there as they shared a room temporarily about what it's like to be changeling and what it's like to change themselves and take on new identities, and how Kin didn't really do that. She was just more of, hey, I want to look like this and cut my hair. After a little heart-to-heart, Ivern tried to show Kin her fancy new cape, and created a stunt double of herself. But once she dispelled it, suffered the adverse side effects, and was shocked into a stun for a minute. While in that minute, Ken decided to give Pharaoh a piece of her soul candy. They then worked on deepening their bond and succeeding in doing so. And now Ken can essentially use it like Find Familiar. Which is pretty cool. Then the two of you went downstairs, finding Roland already there. As Lady Gareth slaved away in the kitchen to cook y'all breakfast. Roland was then accosted by Ken, who very heavily intimated that she was going to kill him if he tried
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to kill nobody.
Yeah, very heavily. It was thick. And Roland almost cried. Didn't, but he almost did. And if he talked about anything that's gone on in this house, then informed him exactly what happened between Trench and Calisius. She left, asking him, or the two of the girls left, asking him to look into Trench and also keep an eye on Calisius. But the Bard was able to slip out the door while Roland was writing notes. Then he didn't actually write notes, and then he left as well. Calisius went to Vincent Trench for a meeting, not remembering that he wasn't supposed to meet him until later in the morning. But then was told wait an hour and then come back while he kind of got ready. So then Calisius went around the Troll Skull looking for potential competitors, finding himself at the wrote it down, something brew. Friends Brew? Friends Brew. There you go. Friends Brew. A small new tavern/inn that was a couple blocks away. Very close. Poked his head in. Saw that it was a upstanding establishment, at least to the naked eye. Then ducked out, went over to the Crown. Oh, shit, it is Billy. It's Willie. That's what I say. Heading to the Crown, she finding Fala, asking her about the cola beans, which are being delivered or have been delivered and ready to go, and then asking for some potpourri to make sure the inn smells good, or the lifting spirit smells good for opening night. Then went and grabbed breakfast and got ready for the meeting, while Roland went off to the nearest guardhouse, looking to requisition some armor for he and Vern, before heading to a repository of old case files, looking for any information he could find on Vincent Trench, finding that Vincent had immigrated from Khmer, and then opened the Tiger's Eye roughly 7-8 years ago, and had mostly kept off the guard's radar, but was helpful in multiple cases, higher profile cases. But beyond that, wasn't really able to turn anything else up. Let's see what else happened. Ken and Vern went over to meet Billy and Millie, not Willie and Millie, to inform them of what happened and that she was going to have to stay away for a while things cooled down. You met with the supportive but rightfully concerned family, and came up with a good cover story for both you and Ken, should they ever want to just go and visit. You would now be acting as your servant Alara's cousins, Riley, what was it?
Ryla?
Ryla, thank you. Ryla and Vale. You return to Troll Skull, parting your ways there. Ken met Clesius outside of Trent's office. You took your first lesson where he hid things around the establishment somewhat hurriedly, but mainly to gauge your aptitude and to see if you were actually worth teaching. Ken was able to find things with little help. Clesius was able to garner hints, pull information from Trench to help find one of the items. You found, I think, 2 items: the cat's eye marble and a ivory staff of some sort. He then told you that the 3rd item was always a lie, meant to keep you looking, but you had done well enough to where he felt like he could teach you. On your way out, Clesius went in for a hug on the detective, catching him off guard. The detective was able to temporarily keep him at arm's length, with a hand that felt very off, and felt like Clesius was being stabbed in 5 different spots by something sharp. Clesius then went in for a shoulder back half hug thing, feeling on the back of the detective a kind of hairy back concealed by clothing. Clesius didn't quite understand what any of that meant, but Trench instantly became angry towards the bard. Ken doesn't know why, but she picked up on the fact that the mood in the room had changed, and as they left, Clesius kind of gave one last little wink, but was met with a steely gaze. You all returned home. Crawford, you were in bed with a cold. Technically, it's still about midday, a little after midday. Roland is dipped off. You are not sure where he is. You hear the door open as someone comes back inside. You are awake. You're feeling a little drowsy, but what would Crawford be doing?
Yeah. So I kind of sit on the edge of my bed with my forearms on my knees, just opening and closing the gloves that I now have on, and just kind of examining the magic items that I was able to pilfer and probably keep, hopefully not to my detriment.
It is one glove. It is not.
It's a single glove,
It is a glove of missile snaring.
left-handed. Yeah, I kind of try to shake off the drowsiness, stand to my feet slowly, and reset my Home Alone trap and leave my room, awaiting whoever comes in.
Okay.
Come downstairs.
Okay. I will switch y'all over to the lifting spirits. You are there. You two are gone currently. Roland is gone currently. Vern, you are back. So you are able to go where you want. Ken and Clesius, I'll say y'all currently are in towards the end of your lesson, so you can pop back in a little bit.
I'm sorry, miss. The bar is actually not open yet. We should be opening pretty soon, but we're not really taking customers yet. I don't.
Oh, I was actually here to apply for a job.
Job. Okay. I mean, I'm sure we could make an opening. What are your skills? What are you looking to do?
I'm a very good waitress. I can carry a lot of beer in one plate.
Incidentally, if you want to describe what you look like to him.
Oh, yeah. So you're looking at an elven woman. She's tall, pale-skinned, with long blonde hair, kind of twisted up in some braids. And she has pretty severe, intense features, kind of a slight frown accented by like tattoos that scroll from under her eyes back to her temples. And currently she's dressed in some very elvish traditional looking garb. So you have feather, furs, simple cloth. And she has kind of like amber eyes and a couple of scars on her face.
You are echoing through something. I think it's Crawford.
Well, thank God.
Okay, my apologies.
It's okay. It's a slight echo.
Sorry.
It's, okay. It's not your fault. It's Crawford.
I'm sorry.
It's Crawford's fault.
So yeah, just a tall elven lady. Super normal.
Super normal. All right. I believe we open at this point in less than a 10-day. Can I get your contact information? Are you new to the city? Why exactly are you looking for work in bars that have not opened yet?
Oh, do you need my address?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna need to be able to reach you if I want to give you
Right. You can just put down Troll School Manor.
Well, that's not how this works. You're gonna have to be able to live.
Just because I gave my room to Lady Gareth doesn't mean I don't live here, Crawford.
I should expect it at this point, but it always catches me for a loop. You changed your appearance. Is it grief again, or what happened?
Well, so this is Evan, by the way, not Ken. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you heard last night before we all went to bed, but Vincent Trent might know more than he should about what I am. And so Evan Tesper, Lady Tesper, has taken a visit to her cousin out of town for the time being. And my name is Ryla, and she executes like a servant's curtsy and says, "And I'm a cousin of Alara in the kitchens at Tesper Gate."
All right, so
I'm just here visiting my cousin. Oh no, I picked up the southern accent.
Yeah, you did. I didn't know.
I guess this is my accent now.
The lady will be missed, but I'm sure you'll make a great substitute in her absence.
Mm-hmm. So yes, Lady Tesper will be back in a couple of weeks once things have evened out, I assume.
All right. I'll expect her to return when she feels it's appropriate. Where is everyone? I had kind of a rough night. Something came over me.
Are you feeling better? If you're not feeling ill, I think I might be able to do something, maybe.
If you want to
Alfred, you're
look at
supposed to
me,
be in bed.
I know, but I heard somebody come in. I want to
Oh,
make sure we're getting people in here that are supposed to be.
who's this lovely young lady? Did you
Uh,
finally get a girlfriend?
You know, that's none of your. No, I did not.
oh, don't be shy, dear.
Ooh, you have poor taste in men, young lady.
I know, miss, but I couldn't help it.
But this isn't a functioning bar. Sorry, but
Oh,
unless
no,
you're
I'm actually a guest of the inn's. I'm here visiting my cousin, and the Lady Tesper sent me this way.
oh, okay. I guess I don't. That's not my business. I guess y'all decide where she lives. I'm gonna go check on the kids. She lives.
Lovely to meet you. Okay, bye.
Oh, nice to meet you.
You. Quiet.
Yes, Ken and Felicius are over at Trenches doing their lesson. As a heads up, Ken has also done an about face, so to speak.
All right.
We are both posing as cousins of Alara, my family maid, and staying here in the meantime, on Lady Evern's words.
All right.
And I don't know where Roland is. We saw him this morning, and I know he was supposed to look into Trench a bit, but I don't know what else he's been done.
Didn't hear him leave, but then again, I've been kind of out of it. So, all right. All right. So, what time is it? I actually haven't looked out a window since I got out of bed.
Midday.
Good day.
All right. Are we for them to wait to return? But backtracking a little bit, Trench, do we need to be cognizant, fearful, worried of him? Because you guys can change your appearance, but the rest of us aren't. So
right. I don't think the rest of you need to be worried. This was more of a precaution for my family since it's somewhat of a secret. And having somebody know that, especially a private investigator who might sell that information for money, made me nervous and made my family nervous. So I don't think the rest of us need to be worried. Calicius and Ken, like I said, are taking lessons from him and learning the art of investigation. So maybe they will have a better understanding of him. I personally plan to avoid him in the meantime.
fair enough. I mean, if you guys are looking for some kind of the snooping stuff, I would be happy to give you lessons. I mean, you're quite proficient with weapons, but if you guys need help, looking close at things, or maybe pick it a lot. I started last.
You've been teaching Ken how to pick locks, and I wouldn't mind being a bit, stealthier or whatnot, but
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
you want to roll, Kitty?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a bit stealthier myself, especially I think I'm going to ditch the heavy armor. It doesn't seem to serve us well, and I think I can cover myself well enough without it.
Well, you're pretty nimble. You might benefit pretty heavily from, and I kind of knock on my studded leather. This is not going to provide you as much protection, but I mean, you have a shield, and it'll make you a little bit more light on your feet.
Yeah, and as we've been, so much of this work recently, at least, has called for kind of stealth, under the radar work. I think that might be a bit smarter for all of us if I'm not attracting attention.
Things are moving quickly in not necessarily a downward direction, but we just need to keep our wits about us more than ever. Do you have the money? Do you want to go out with me? Maybe we can pick you up some new clothing for your position here. I don't
Uh,
believe there's anything left. I could leave them or send them a note, but we shouldn't be out too long unless you wanted to do something.
I don't really have anything to do. I know Roland was looking into armor for me. Do you know what kind of armor he got, Ty?
I mean, we can just say it's as long as it's not like plate
Okay,
or
it's
something
just
along those
unmarked.
lines. Yeah, we can say whatever you wished it to be. You described the kind of armor you wanted.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do unmarked chainmail, which is what I had before.
Okay.
Then I would like to go trade mine for leather now.
Okay. Need you know.
So,
You're gonna
uh,
trade your family armor in for leather. Got it.
studded leather, yes.
Set it on.
Well,
Got it.
are you how strapped for cash are you? I mean, I don't want you to get rid of like family stuff. I have
I
some
mean,
money I could throw towards it. It's
oh,
only studded. I got a
by the
couple
way,
of that.
you are 60 gold richer now, and I'm hand Crawford 60 gold.
Oh, okay.
So, not necessarily strapped.
Well, it's something. It's more money than I've had.
Don't spend it all in one place, and don't give it away.
No, I'm actually gonna go put most of it in my room. I deposit 50 gold into my room.
Okay.
I'm just as a note.
The
I'm
Bank
gonna.
of Crawford is now open.
I should probably be starting something like that. It's been too long that I've been a little
Yeah,
bit more.
I mean, there's a chest in there. You can store your valuables in there if you want.
Throw it onto my bed. Just throw it straight into my
Stuff it
bed.
in your mattress.
Yeah.
Um,
As for unless y'all want to play that out, as for the armor, they're worth about the same. So I can say it's easy enough for you to switch.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could just buy scaled armor or studded leather. So
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll come
Okay.
with you. I need to spend some. I could get rid of. Do you have a use for a short sword? Do any of us have a use for a short sword? I've kind of been doing the double dagger thing, and it's been suiting me well. So.
I don't think I need one. No.
All right. Cool.
All right. I will keep my scale mail. I'll put on my studded, and I'll take 45 gold away. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, just checking. Cool. So now my
Actually-
AC is 17.
you
I want to do something. Lady Gareth has been helping out a lot. Maybe you could help me shop for stuff. I'd like to. I don't know. I'd like to maybe. I want to do something for her, Everin. She's been doing a lot, and I know that her new place is in the works. But I, how do I? What do you suggest? I need a little bit of guidance on just showing appreciation in kind of a maybe a tangible way, because that's what I'm used to. Like, what should I do?
Well, she does a lot of the cooking around here, so maybe we, order a pre-made like nice dinner for her, or we give her a day off and send her out into the world with some gold so that she can pamper herself. Though she wouldn't really do that, I don't think. So we couldn't really enforce that. She'd probably spend the money on the kids.
Maybe I could set up some kind of meal delivery system.
Does she have? I mean, for friends.
Actually, apparently she has a colored past with Miss Aventry. Actually, I don't know who else, but maybe Aventry would know. I don't.
I was going to say maybe we could, purchase a fancy dinner for herself and a party of friends, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe Lady Haventry might have a better idea of what Lady Gareth is into. Maybe she likes books, or
maybe she does.
I'm ashamed to say that I don't actually know much about Lady Gareth.
I mean, she's a pretty simple, caring woman. I hate to also admit that it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to. I need to talk to her, Brent. I need to go see Lady Habitry. I think.
Ah, well, we don't have plans for today, as far as I know, and it might give us an update on the case if you were to head that direction.
Yeah. Do you want to tag along, or do you have
Oh,
pots on the burner?
no, I can tag along. Do you want to wait for the others? I think they should. I think the lesson's only about an hour,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and we can, I don't know, put some work into this place in the meantime.
That is a good idea. I have a hammer, and I've hammered nails before.
From what I recall, the last time you held a hammer, you injured yourself. So maybe give that to me.
We don't need to point it out. We don't need to toss it into the ether. But yes, I'll let you do it. Besides, you gotta prove yourself useful, being a new individual and all.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I am renting a room here technically. I just paid you 60 gold.
Ooh,
But
right.
steep.
Yeah, that's a. Too
Uh,
bad
essentially,
the
that was
individual that moved out had the categorically smallest room in the building.
I mean, Lady Gareth's staying there, and she will. I'm gonna continue sharing with Ken, but quote unquote, And then also, oh yes, that money was from the cloak. I tried it on this morning. It left me fucking brain dead for a minute. So I sold it.
There's changed.
Whirl around the magic dagger in my magic glove, and I say, I think, over after pouring over this, I think I'm going to keep it for now until it also does something horrible, and then maybe I'll sell it. But for now, I think I'm going to keep it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, so you are both heading back to the manor, correct?
We're gonna stay here until they get back.
All right. You
Once you're
two.
talking.
You two. Your lesson has
Yes.
ended. You are on your way out the door with the detective glaring daggers into Calisius's back.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all doing?
When we get out of sight of the building,
I think he likes us.
I think he doesn't.
What?
What did you do to him?
Nothing. I just give him a hug.
Well, he clearly didn't like it.
Can
He
I?
really didn't like it. That's not normal, is it? Are people that touch averse? Is that possible?
I got a 15 passive insight. Would I know that he didn't like it?
I would say it would be hard to miss the glowering anger. Well, you did roll a natural one on the charisma. So, and I'll say, yeah, we'll just use your passive insight. Yeah, he did seem to stiffen up around you very quickly.
I didn't really see much. See if he has kind of like any kind of family life. Maybe he's just an introvert. I'll give him more personal space next time I see him. I'm just trying to make friends. You ever have any?
Me, I guess.
If I'm gonna what?
You can't just say that you didn't notice anything. He was glaring at us the entire time he saw us while we were leaving.
I mean, I thought it's because I touched him.
I don't know. I guess maybe.
I don't know, man. I've been pissing people off all day, for the last 24 hours. At this point, I'm kind of desensitized because I feel like no matter what I do, I'm going to piss somebody off. I bet you're pissed off right now at me.
Am I supposed to be? I can try. Do you want me to try?
I think you'd have to try very hard. I'll probably do something soon enough to bring it out of you anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, let me know when I'm supposed to be pissed off at you, and then I'll make sure you know about it.
Yeah. So today, did we hear back as to whether we found out who the? Okay, then I start to whisper.
Yes.
The Mass Day where the Lord is? Like,
Are you proficient in Pig Latin, Ken?
let me check my languages. No.
We did
He
not
said words.
learn about any Max de Lourdes at all.
I think we should just move on to the next guy. Like, I mean, I think here, I'll be honest, we got a grand opening in like, what, how many days by?
It's still that Monday, so
7? 6?
5.
Like 6 days? I
Four.
think,
3,
wait,
2,
You get
It's
back.
Monday. We open on Sunday.
6.
we got like 6 days until our actual business is going to open up. We've kind of been, offloading that, outsourcing that to people who may be proficient in the actual production of the stuff, but it's sort of on us to give this place soul. And, we haven't really been doing much of that at all. So I think we go back, we get everyone together, and we move on to the next person that we got to hunt down to see if, they're the Lorde thing. And probably in another 2-3 days, we just stop and concentrate just on getting our business going.
How about? Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we should look into the other people. Sure.
We should.
But
But
Cadreathe's got a really interesting thing going on, and I think we should investigate it more.
who?
Cadreathe, the carpenter that we're looking at.
Oh, you want to go back?
Well, I don't want to go back. I don't want to be, but like me and Evern are going to not going to be around for a while. So,
Like, okay. I mean, if you want to do that, Crawford, me can go check out, like, so scout out some of the other people. It's just that, like, I feel a little. Have you ever been
have I ever been what?
ghosted? On a date?
Puts on sunglasses.
I have not, actually. I've never been on a date ever.
That is weird. That is so weird.
Well,
Anyway, look.
not a lot of people are attracted to members of a family that are dying off every year. They start telling ghost stories about you. It's very creepy.
Ken,
Yes.
go like to the nearest bar. No one's gonna have heard a ghost story about you. That seems kind of like very self-centered. If I don't excuse me for saying that. It's like hundreds of thousands of people in this. Not everybody knows your family lineage, man.
No, I don't.
What a
Not
weird
here.
thing to say. So,
Well, like if you're going to a funeral every other year, like, and you go to a public school for a while, they start to make fun of you for that because they're like, that's weird. You're weird. Why do people keep dying around you? Are you killing them? Are you actually undead?
a gentleman never asks, but how old are you?
Like 19.
So,
Don't exactly have an exact like birth year for me. I was kind of adopted, so
yeah, said that lady.
weren't
And
really records before I got adopted.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they didn't exactly have records of who my original parents were or when they had me. I was in an orphanage. They adopted me when I was a baby.
Well, I
So
mean,
we don't actually know if I was like a year or a year and something old when they adopted me, but there's the assumption there.
so you could be under 18.
I don't think I could be under 18. That seems like a leap.
Okay, well, okay. Like,
I'm around the age of 19. I might be like closer to 20. I might be closer to 18. It's not really certain.
well, Ken, Felicia stops and puts a shoulder up. puts his hand on his shoulder. Look, it seems like you had kind of a tough upbringing. But if you ever really want to know what it feels like to have a dad, just know I would be willing to adopt you.
I already have a dad, and aren't you a deadbeat one?
Clissy sticks his hand off her shoulder, and he kind of. That was a
I
different Calisius.
love the idea of belligerent teenkin.
I'm trying to change, Ken. Just trying to change.
So when are you gonna meet up with your daughters? Do they even want to see you?
Does anyone want to see me? Don't answer that. Yeah, I know. Listen. I ghosted that lady and I stood her up on a date. She's probably going to be pretty pissed off if she sees me. So if you and Hesper can use your.
Could you say that something came up?
Yeah, I
You
still
didn't know how to
stood
get
her
in
up.
contact with her.
I still stood her up. And,
Grovel on your knees for her forgiveness. I mean, like, is that not an option? I feel like that's an option.
Kalisha stops and thinks. Look, if you would.
It's not exactly like you have an instant messaging system with her. Something could have came up. She wouldn't have known. It's only been like a day.
Ken, I don't think you realize this, but,
It's midday.
When somebody blows you off for a date, it makes first impression. I mean, if we really want to get back into it, one for the team and ask her out again. But we can vote on it. I don't care. Real quick though, thing. What have
I think
we?
it would also be good for you to go on a date with somebody. You've been alone for a long time.
I'm not alone. I have
You don't
Dante.
count. You don't have.
I have Dante.
Dante hasn't been with us for like a week now.
It's because I fired him. He'll come back when we get more money.
Yes, because that's how it works.
I think you should go on a date with her again, and I think you should ask for her forgiveness. I think you should only really let go of this if she turns out to be evil.
Pie, I take that back. Calisius has more enemies than he thought.
5 episodes of standing at the edge of the world, and Dante just steps on Khaleesi's fingers and he plummets to his death.
Hey, I paid him off. He should be okay.
Well, he likes you.
Real quick, remind me, what have we as a party voted on?
Involving.
I don't know.
Recently.
One, we voted that we would move as a group.
Yeah,
right.
We voted that, and then I think we decided, I don't know if it was a vote necessarily, but we decided to look into the cave system next to Cad's workshop, right?
Did we vote that we weren't going to kill anybody?
We did buddy system, be more cautious.
I don't think we voted not to kill people.
Explicitly said don't kill anybody.
What was that?
We did not
vote.
Okay.
You have average intelligence, though, right?
Look, kid.
Yes.
Lady Tesper, you're not a raging psychopath. So, if you think we should do this,
sure?
No, I'm really. Wait, can I roll insight on that?
Between me and Ken,
You can. Roll either persuasion or deception, depending on what you're trying to do, kid.
I don't really know. I was
Easy to beat.
messing with his brain. What's the roll for messing with brain?
Deception.
Make check.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Holy
she
shit.
seems to be pulling your leg a bit.
I like you. You're kind of like the only one that's kind of stopped and had a couple of these hard. I know you were probably pretty pissed last night about me running my mouth when it wasn't warranted, and you still came with me, and you're still being willing to be cool with me. So thank you. if you think I should go on this date, hey, if you think I should go on this date with this lady, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, but we should vote on it with the group.
Oh, by the way,
because it might go badly. So we might need to have someone like follow you guys, and that might
that's
be creepy,
fine.
It might be weird. You might not
I just want you to know that I'm pretty teed off that Lady Tesper threatened to kill me last night. That was kind of crossing the line.
I mean, but she just says that. She doesn't really mean anything by it.
Ken, how many people have you seen Lady Tesper murder?
I mean, that's fair, but I've also like.
Can you count those people on more than? Can you count those people on more than 10 fingers?
No.
That's a lie.
I'm pretty sure it's only been like 4. So.
I've only met like maybe 4 people.
So I think that's one hand.
Can you really call some of them people? I mean,
hey, don't be an asshole.
I mean, look, here's kind of the thing with her.
Also, the thing is if she killed you, she'd be caught, and then she'd have to go to jail, and she'd disappoint her family, and it would really look bad for her cousin, so it wouldn't make sense. She's dumb, but she's not that dumb.
She's a murderer. And when a murderer says they're going to kill you.
So are you.
You're right. I am. But that's why I don't go around fucking around and saying, oh, you pissed me off, kid. I'm going to slit your throat. Because I think.
That,
huh?
She didn't say that, though. If she was specific about it, I'd be concerned. But she just said she would kill you.
That made me uneasy. So, being that as it. Yeah, her and I are gonna have to have a talk about making threats against each other because, being that all of us are kind of like murderers, that line of expressing ourselves probably shouldn't be on the table. It's gonna cause issues. Just saying.
If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you should definitely talk about your boundaries with her. I personally don't want to be there for that discussion because usually when you discuss things with Everin, it gets tense and I don't want to be the third party because that's not a fun position to be. So when you have that discussion, could you just tell me beforehand so that I can run away? That'd be great. Thank you.
Is there any way I could persuade you to actually hang around and just act as a neutral third party?
No,
I feel like
you could not.
I can roll persuasion. Sorry.
Look, here's the thing.
Not against teammates.
Is that I don't know how to be a mediator in those situations. I kind of always delegate to the next person in the hierarchy within my brain of who's in charge. Everin is usually on top of that list. So if it comes between you and Everin, I'm probably going to pick her. I'm just being honest. I'm very sorry. I'm not a mediator. You shouldn't ask me to be a neutral third party. I'm just going to defer to do what Everin says. Because she's the noble woman who works with the guard.
I respect it. By the way, where is she? She was supposed to come with us today.
But she doesn't want to go anymore because she's scared of Trench, remember? So she's back at the place. If she's even there at all, she might have decided to, she's staying at her home now.
She ran off us again?
Well, I mean, she might not think that she is helpful for this group anymore. Who knows?
I think about this girl actually standing with us. She runs up again. Whatever. Sorry I brought her up. It's okay. Thanks for hearing me.
Can we hurry to Troll Skull now? Because I can't remember eating.
Felicia shuts up and he walks back to Troll Skull.
Fun fact, you are already outside Troll Skull, as it's only like a 5-second walk between the 2 buildings.
Also, Ken, you ate twice this morning.
You did.
I don't remember any food.
Garrett fed you, and then Calisius gave you some of his food.
No, Calisius refused to give me food.
No, he gave you some.
I know he gave you some.
A little bit.
I thought he refused to give it to me because he wanted to give it all to Trench. He gave me money for food.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, for food.
And that was at breakfast. It is lunchtime now.
That was an hour.
Ken's a hobbit.
Yes.
What about breakfast?
Okay, you all have I just realized I've been on the wrong fucking map this whole fucking time.
Get what you pay for.
Nope, not that one either.
By the way, I would like to walk down into the basement as Ryla and tell Xavier and Girk that this is the Lady Tesper sent me to give them whatever there was left of their payment, which I think was 25 gold.
Okay.
I think, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, how much do I actually owe
I mean,
them?
we're not going to tell you otherwise. That's for certain.
Well, how much do I actually owe them, DM?
I think you're right. I think it was 25.
Okay, I'm going to give them 25 gold, so I'm removing that from my stash, and they are paid.
I think you paid like half up front, and you're giving them half,
Yeah.
and then you delayed the payment.
If you're going into the basement, then I would have given you a platinum to help.
Oh. No, it's fine. It's fine. I got it. I don't think I told you what I was doing, so
That's
I go pay them, and then I will stand back upstairs again.
Cool.
I want a token, please.
Oh. I was dealing with that. There's the Calicius, and there's Meryl. I mean, Ken. Totally not Meryl.
One is it?
Okay, you all return home.
Hey, Crawford. I heard you weren't feeling too good this morning.
No, I was not. I am feeling marginally better, but there are things to do. I'm sorry, miss. The bar is not open yet. You'll have to go to a different one. Please,
My sister's here.
can't have a seat.
Oh, she told you.
She did tell me.
Rude.
She told you what?
What? Crawford!
Sorry.
I think that one
What
was
is she-
intentional.
What did she tell you? Damn it! No, I can't do it. Stop it.
Once you
Hey, I don't
start-
have an accent either, bro.
Hey, Mickey Mouse. Hey, what did she tell you?
Wow.
Well,
Calicius, you turn around and you see Kin has changed her face once again.
Is she still pretty?
I don't
gross
know.
question. I'm sorry.
She's thin and bird-like.
What are you going by now? I need to make sure we're getting call sounds down correct.
Veil.
Veil. I like it. It's thematic.
It is. Thank you. Someone else gets it.
Calicius, you're sitting across from an elven woman who's staring very intently at you.
Do you think I look enough like Ryla?
I would be up to you two.
When you change faces, Calicius does this motion to you. He like looks at your face and then he just kind of shakes his hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like this one. It's so small and girly.
Keep trying them out.
Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want. The issue is that half of us can't. So your disguises are top notch. But if you travel with the likes of us, it may pin you. It may not. We'll see.
I think what we had planned is to say that we're guests of the tavern currently, well, at the inn or whatever, and that
we're sort of guests. We're kind of. We were
$60
cousins of Alara, and everyone said that we could work here. We could work for room and board.
Yes, you'll have to earn your keep. We don't accept freeloaders.
I just gave him 60 gold, by the way. Don't let him con you into anything. Also, speaking of, 60 gold for each of you.
Why 60 gold?
Because of that cape.
Oh.
Calicius does not argue. He takes the money. And then he asks what's it for.
It's for that stupid cape that we found.
The one that paralyzes you.
So Calicius know that this is Lady Tesper?
Nope. Not unless you're smart enough to put that together. Which you should be.
We're of average intelligence. Roll insight. Nope.
Nah.
Uh.
It's Lady Tesper, by the way.
Oh, I had not put that together yet. Thank you, Calisius.
Put what together?
Lady Tesper is visiting the head of her family in the Deseret Valley for the next couple of weeks because reasons.
Incidents.
So to protect her family, she is out of town, quote unquote, for the next couple of weeks. And in her place, you get me.
Well, I miss her already, but I'm sure you'll be able to fill her boots.
Oh, speaking of Calisius, hi, I'm Ryla. Nice to meet you again, officially. And if you ever out me again,
What?
that's all.
Does Cakely just put 2 and 2 together when it comes to that?
You can.
Again, my passive insight is 15.
You can.
Yes,
It's
you
fine.
can. I'm not trying to hide that I'm Evern.
Evern?
Yes. Except call me Ryla, please.
All right, Lila.
She's Ryla.
Ryla, and this is Vale, aka Ken, and we are. Did you say we're sisters? We're sisters.
We were supposed to be sisters. That's the reason that I'm looking related to you.
Right, I thought we were cousins. Okay, whatever.
Well, we're cousins of Alara, but the
I
How
thought
are
we
you
were
going to
also
get your
cousins of
name
each
straight if
other.
you can't even get your identity straight? God damn it.
Okay, whatever. We are both cousins of Alara, who is my family's household maid. So we're staying here. Lady Evern, awkward. Lady Evern said that we could stay here, so we're helping to support the inn while we're here. And she kind of like finishes really lamely and just stares.
Galicius takes all this in and he waits a moment and he exhales deeply. And he says, "Listen, Evern, we got to talk.
You want to head upstairs? I imagine you mean a
No,
private conversation.
No, I think it's better if everyone who matters is here.
I think we should go.
Here's the thing. I don't really stop anyone, but if they can say they can go. Everett, look.
Hold on. Before you get into it, Calisius, what is Vale trying to do?
She's trying to get you to leave.
Vale is trying to leave, and she's hoping you will come with her.
Me or Crawford?
Crawford.
You were having a conversation with Calisius.
I look at you pitifully.
Yeah, Ryla, would you like privacy, or should I stick around?
Calisius, I think, would be more comfortable if you were in the immediate area.
Okay.
Yeah, in case I need to scream for help.
Look, and she takes off her scabbard and hands it over to you and just kind of crosses her arms and glares at Calisius. There. Does that make you feel better? Now that I'm unarmed in my own goddamn house, my own friends.
I mean, about as comfortable as I would feel when a cop busts into my room when I'm trying to go to sleep. Yeah. Give me a second.
Would you say about as comfortable as outing one of your friends as a changeling to a private detective, possibly?
I didn't out you, okay?
You did.
What I did was offer our services like we've done a million times to other people's jobs. But hold on.
You want to teach me how to lockpick?
Oh, give me a second. I'll be right back.
You've had many opportunities. You've been all over the place. I've been out for a day. I kind of want to know what's going on.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take care of my flowers.
They're dead.
No.
CJ ate them. Where's CJ?
I use Pharaoh to give guidance to Crawford, and I leave.
You get to play mediator.
Bye.
Where's Crawford? I mean, Junior. Crawford Junior.
CJ, he should be in your room still. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Look, Lady Tesper. We can point fingers from yesterday all we want, but I think it's more healthy for everyone if we do try to squash this. Okay?
I'd agree with that. Do you mind if I just explain where my head's at? I'm not
Sure.
I'm trying not to be mad at you anymore, and I get it. You didn't mean to do what happened, but you lot are the only people outside of my mother, my father, and my cousin who've known about this side of me in my entire life. You are one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people I've ever known who knows this about me. And last night, Trinch somehow saw that. And I know you didn't intend that, but it was as a result of your conversation with him that we weren't aware you were going to have with him, that that information, which could greatly harm my family name and standing in Waterdeep, is technically out there now. And I have to protect my family, Clesius. You know that. You know, as much as I have to protect you lot as my friends, my deepest loyalties lie with them, and I need to protect them, and that includes their reputation. And that's privileged information that now a possible enemy might be able to buy if they have enough gold. And I mean, I don't know if we should trust Trench. That's really not neither here nor there, but that's where I'm at. And so Lady Evern Tesper is out of town for the time being. And I'm here. And I just, please think before you act sometimes. That's all I'm asking.
So what you're saying is we killed the Trench.
What?
This way your secret is protected.
No, that's why I'm wearing a new face, so that he doesn't hopefully put it together. I know it's not a foolproof plan, but I'm not going to murder somebody.
Are
Okay.
you confident that he knows what you are?
Well, he put, I think, 2 and 2 together. He looked at me and Ken with a magic something in his eye that was not quite natural, and looked rather intrigued by the information. So from what we can gather, and Ken's, her reading of people, we are under the impression that that is compromised information.
To be fair, Crawford, I was basically just trying to pitch him our services, just like for another job, because like apparently he, DM, how much was he saying he charging us for work?
It was a sliding scale based on what you were asking for, but for actually looking into the lords like you had planned, it was 1,000 gold, something like that.
Like
We didn't tell him it was looking into the lords, though.
It was looking into something.
Yes.
Like, I believe
a person of import.
He quoted us as something like 1,000 gold for just for finding out some information. So I figured, you know what, if we need any other jobs that actually pay us money instead of just a better reputation as like saviors of Waterdeep, it would be nice to have that sort of like relationship in our back pocket. And what I did was I was just like, look, he already knew who we were and he's seen us fight. So at this point I figured it wouldn't be too much of a revelation of our hands to just be like, hey, we're pretty competent. You know?
You absolutely should have said that and nothing more.
But that's what I never
already
Well,
has
technically,
our actions have spoken for us.
What was implied was Ken's faith and abilities as a cleric, and he put 2 and 2 together of, blue-skinned Ken living here and having those abilities, and white-haired Ken living here and having those abilities, and realized that they were probably the same person. And then he did the magic eye thingy, and then he looked at both of us, and then that was that.
Yeah, I mean, articulation and elaboration is good sometimes, but the less people that know our number, probably the better. If we want to reach out to him, we have ways of doing that. But it sounded like it turned into you looking for him for a job, into kind of advertising.
Well, I was trying to do a job trade.
A job
Crawford,
trade.
where we did something for him and he'd give us a break and help us out as well. Damn it. Help us out as well.
We're all gonna get that accent. It's fine.
Help us out as well.
Well, whatever I have,
fact, from
you're
now on,
catching it. Yeah, it's
everyone
contagious.
must speak like Crawford. This is the rule.
That's how we're really gonna get those YouTube views.
You know,
Hell yes.
Appeal to the Crawford audience.
he's the only one. He's the only one who's bringing them in. You know.
It's
That's
a
who
low
that one.
pressure.
That's who that one autistic kid was.
That was me.
Look,
But with, I'm a man of many faces.
Okay.
long story short, Crawford, I was just trying to show off, like, kind of picture our abilities to try to like score some kind of like, shit, what's the exchange of
More competencies, right? Like you wanted to make us look good. You can absolutely do that, but you know that this is important to everyone, and
I never said, hey, I got a couple of changelings. I never said anything. I never even hinted at that. Because quite frankly, half the time I forget myself. Long story short, Everett, I'm sorry, okay? You're right. I should have followed your lead and shut the hell up. I didn't.
Or just next time, come to the group first before we make a decision. I mean, we just had a conversation about this. So just, if we're all going to treat in good faith here, let's fucking treat in good faith.
All right. Fair enough. I apologize.
I'm sorry for the way I reacted last night. I was scared and I took it out on you.
Can I take a couple of seconds to just vent on that?
Yes. That's
all right.
Fine.
Here's the thing, Lady Tesper.
Stop. Can you just...
It's Ryla and Vale. The other two.
Ryla.
Bless
Ryla.
When they do.
Layla.
Did you hear that voice of God? Was that Liv singing?
Shut up. Liv, you stay out of this.
He's got a crush. He only likes full Elven.
Rayla, look, here's the thing. I think we don't really understand where each other is coming from in the overall big picture. And here's how I'll put it. When I look at you, I see somebody who's kind of coming into this from a very, very privileged background.
You're correct,
okay?
Yes.
Okay. Where I come from, and I think it's basically, I'm a crook. All right. But as a crook, if I get caught, I go to jail. Period. Okay. I have no nobility in my hereditary to get me out of jail. Okay. And you look right at the code legal. You kill somebody, whether it's justified or not, you get exiled for 4 years. And I've seen you get out of that multiple times now. That's the first thing. So when I see you constantly doing that and going around killing people, I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Like you haven't killed people yourself?
Not until I started hanging out with you guys.
You're putting her in a box.
There's a reason I'm called Calesius the Gentle. Look.
Technically, you're called Calesius the Girdle.
That's in Roll20, not on my character sheet. Look.
Roll20 is it's gentle.
May I? Can you hold your hand up real quick, just across the table, and trust me?
Oh wait,
fine. I hand over my hand.
I punch your hand.
That's rude.
You do 0 damage.
I do 0 damage.
If you wanted to play patty cake, you could have just said.
Look, that's as hard as I can. That's this old man can hit you. I literally cannot hit you any harder than that.
Oh.
Okay. So for me, when I get into these situations, I've had to talk my way out.
And you're very good at it.
Yes. So I don't go around killing people because more often than not, I'm the one that's going to end up dead.
Calesius, your skills allow you to help us kill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Just because you're not the one dealing the damage, you're participating. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to be here. But we're kind of on the same ship. You can't say that she's staring at him or hostages. We're in this together.
That's not what I'm saying, Crawford. What I'm saying is this. It's just something I'm not comfortable with. And if we could avoid killing people, I would appreciate it. Look, long story short, I feel like you guys think that I'm in here for nefarious reasons, okay? And the bottom line,
if I'm honest,
yes,
I think you're here for money.
I am here for money. But here's the truth, Evan. Oh, Jesus Christ, it just kind of leaks out, doesn't it, guys?
Come here, little lady.
Sorry. Ryla, here's the thing. I didn't have to go to your mother's house. No magic left in me. Tired to help you. I could have just said, nah, I'm good, and I could have stayed home.
I know.
I went.
And I thank you for that. I didn't ask you to do that.
And you didn't, but I still came along because, as you like to say, we're friends.
Talisius, the only reason I killed those 2 people in that torture chamber is because they were threatening you guys.
Hold on. This is not even about that. Let's try not to kill people. That's straightforward. It's about me explaining, kind of clearing out that I'm not here just to be a bad person. Okay? I helped rescue your mom, and then I roll up my sleeves and I show the still open gaping wounds. A god asked me to betray you and kill all of you. Okay? That's why these are here. I sacrificed this for you guys. I've known you for 3 weeks. I got this for you. Not just for you. Everybody in the lives here.
I know that, Talisius. I appreciate it. And I murdered for you.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel better? Because it doesn't make me feel better.
Okay.
You think I don't feel guilty for doing that? For protecting you guys at the cost of other people's lives?
I think it's very easy to say that, but
sacrifice for each other. That's not
selfish of me to do that, and I'm still doing it because you are
so that's easy to resolve.
I don't want to say you're more important than my faith, but you are important, and that goes against everything that I've ever.
Thank you, Evan. But the thing is, that's easy to resolve. Let's just knock people out if we can get away with it.
Yeah, you've articulated this before. I don't see anything. I don't think anything is wrong with that. It's a general rule. Nothing wrong with that.
What if that comes back to bite us in the ass?
Well, yes, there will be discussions, but I don't have to go for the killing blow all the time if I don't want to. If we get them on the ground, unconscious, then we can make decisions. Sometimes it's difficult in the heat of the moment, but that's fair as a general rule. Then maybe we don't want to do that. The issue is that Calisius and I don't think Roland can do it. We can't just be someone else if it's traced back to someone that doesn't exist in Waterdeep anymore.
Right. I know that, and I know that Ken and I are privileged to be able to change this about ourselves.
Well, you were born that way. That's not
like some kind of Lady Gaga.
Like a Lady Gaga type. Like Mistress Gaga.
I don't think I've ever met the Gaga family. But if you say so.
The Archmage Truscan.
Look, long story short, I want to be treated fairly to a degree, because I always feel like you guys, this goes for you, Crawford, kind of assume that I'm always up to some kind of no good. But when the chips are down, I'm ready to sacrifice myself for you, with the assumption that you're all going to sacrifice yourself for me. When we were attacked out of the sewers and we were ambushed, I'm the one that took the ball and tried to lead them away. Okay, because you guys were having a lot of trouble, and I was willing to die for you guys.
Yeah, I don't want to see you fall on your sword just sitting at this table, Calisius. I get what you're getting at, but you can also acknowledge that you're in it for. You've always been in it. Even recently, you've articulated that you're in it more for the money than the organization that you consciously joined. And I wish that you were more invested in the cause of the Harpers. That's fine that you aren't, but we're playing ball and we're halfway through it. I'm hoping that you kind of realize that we have a lot of powerful.
If I didn't think you were playing ball, I wouldn't risk my neck for you, Crawford.
I think what he's trying to say is that some of us are having a hard time coming to terms with the fact that your motivations are different, and that doesn't make you a bad person. It's just not something that we might be used to. Does that sound right, Crawford?
Yeah, I mean, I can't force you be have the same motivations as me. Obviously, I can't.
And you
Um,
don't need to necessarily, but
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you know that I care about the harbors, and uh, I just I want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind, along with the other things that are important to us. I hope that you are, kind of always a little bit cognizant of.
it, to be fully transparent here, there's only about three things I care about in my life. There's my family, and there's my faith, and there's, well, all of you. I couldn't really give a shit about the rest.
Well, I've only known you for a couple of minutes, but that is awfully sweet of you, Ryla.
Okay, yeah, fuck off.
Um, I appreciate the sentiment. To switch it over, I think we can call back uh that young woman into the room because I'd like to know about.
No, I think we should just leave her there.
Well, um, as much as I
Uh,
want her to have alone time with her snake, I think maybe it would be better spent
Jesus.
better discussed. But
I mean,
um,
it is true that
that's-
I've been sleeping in her room, so she does probably need alone time with her snake. But
Yeah.
if we're talking about what we're doing for the rest of the day,
Nice.
Khaleesi's, are we good?
well,
Are
I
we
wanted.
good?
I wanted to just. Oh, you guys.
Oh.
I
I mean,
apologize. I jumped the gun. I forgot we were in character. My bad.
Are we good?
You didn't have the Crawford accent, so it's kind of your
Are we good?
Are we good?
oh, God.
Shit.
Well,
Well-
hell.
I
Goddamn.
stand-
all right. Uh,
All right. All right. All right.
All right,
I
all
think-
right, all right.
shut up.
Come on,
Matthew
give us that text in.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Matt
Did you
McConaughey.
just tell the DM to shut up?
No,
That's
just-
gold.
Hey, knock off the fuck off.
Oh, we gotta start a fight, girl.
Hey,
Really?
Matthew McConaughey, get out of our D&D game.
God, you could have chosen Matthew McConaughey and you went with a nondescript elven woman?
You
Fucked up.
did fuck up. He's governor of Texas right there.
Calisius, you and I are fine as long as I will try not to kill people, as you've said. I want you to just, before you act, sometimes consider what the rest of the group is thinking as well. Like we talked about last week, all right? Or
All right. So
two fucking nights ago.
there's one other thing on the agenda. First of all, I would like you to know that the session with Trench was a success.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna go get Vale because if we're gonna change subjects that's pertinent to her, then I want her to be
All right.
part.
She just ran away from the emotions part, which I understand completely.
Felicius, I fully acknowledge that you do a lot for our group. That does not go unnoticed
Crawford,
or appreciated.
I know I'm a piece of shit, but I'm your piece of shit.
Hey, man,
Leave it at that.
It's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
it's a work of art. You just got to look at it from the right direction. All right, don't kill each other. I'll be right back. And I go find Vale.
Can I
As he's,
have
walk,
a sword
as, he,
back?
as he's walking away, Clee says, "Just don't smell,
What?
No.
because I'm a piece of shit."
I vomit on the stairs and slip on it, and then
He stole my
a
sword.
silver coin clinks in the jar.
Okay.
hey, Vale, I just found $10. I think we could pawn this off. I go up to the crow's nest. I check in on all. First I check in on all the kids, and I'd like to get them. If Lady Gareth is there, then I will just simply stop in. If she's not, then I would like to quickly mention that I'd like to do something for her and that I want their help with it. I just need more information first. But if she's there, then I'm not fucking with it.
Well, she currently is in there. You notice as you come up to the thing, she is scalding Iggy, in the corner while the other boys are kind of sitting in the other room snickering. You also notice a large scorch mark on the ground. Not entirely sure what it was, but
Did he learn produce flame?
He's
Yeah.
got.
He's a tiefling.
He's a tiefling. He's probably got some shit up his sleeve. I just keep going. He probably, yeah,
okay.
probably
So
on it.
you leave the attic and you head back towards the tower.
If I go up the attic, it's from her room.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting because they're close. It looks like.
Yeah, I know. When I make the better troll skull, I'll fix the
Issue. No issue. All right, I'll go. I'll mock. Wait. Go into her room. Up the stairs.
Can you hear the knock?
It's open.
I open it.
Okay, you head up. She's in her little garden area.
Hey,
My apparently dead flower.
Absolutely murdered flowers. No, I mean, actually, I guess you never talked to Fala about that. So, you did. I think if I remember correctly.
I had a whole book on gardening.
Yeah. So you're fine.
Yeah, my flowers should be fine.
Well, they're not. I mean, they're not fine. They're just not dead. They're not flourishing.
How do you hide a snake?
What?
To Crawford,
What
who I
did you
assume
say?
has arrived somewhere.
What did you say? I didn't hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I said, how do you hide a snake?
That sounds dirty. You could wrap it around your neck. Have you just maybe you could get
That's
it?
what I did with the other one when I bought it, and I don't really want Pharaoh to be seen with me.
Do that? Is it trained well enough that you could write it on your wrist?
I mean, I could have. That's not very hidden.
Oh, so you want it concealed?
Yeah.
You want to conceal
Wrap it
the
I
around.
want him to be a surprise.
Wrap it. You need to get a bag. You can't just keep it
Bag?
under your clothes. You need to get something for it. A satchel, maybe you could put it on your hip.
I don't want
Don't-
to just put him in the backpack when we go. Like, he'll get squished.
He's not jewelry. He's like a creature. Make a bag dedicated to him. Give it enough space. Put hay in the bottom of it. Maybe you have some food in there. If you want him around all the time and you want him completely unnoticed, then you're probably going to need to spend a little bit of coin for accommodations.
Ugh.
That's not. Don't make that noise. That's not a bad
I'm
thing.
making that noise. I want to. Are they done, or are you hiding with me? Are we hiding?
No, it's good. Just more open communication. So stepping stones are a little bit farther apart, but than I thought they were. But we're still
Can
getting
we have
there.
less communication? Because I think that'd be great.
We are talking to the new individual that I guess you decided to go to him for investigating rather than come to me. I'm not mad, but the conversation has moved on to the part that you could participate in without shriveling up into.
What do you mean we could have gone to you? Since when are you good at investigating?
And I don't do many things, but I'm good at looking closely and not being detected. I can help you investigate things more closely if you want. I
But
didn't
you
know
set
that
off
was
an
your interest.
alarm the last time you investigated something.
I mean, you described something that has 100% success rate. I don't think that exists. There's always a risk. He should have taught you that. That was lesson 1, and I gave it to you for free. You didn't even have to change forms for that.
Well, the last time I asked you, okay, you know what? Fine, you can be my teacher, but you have to teach me how to pick locks, and you can't just, like, put it off, okay? I will be insistent. Do you understand?
I want to. I'm gonna go down the ladder.
You can't just run. Oh.
Let's go.
Bonus action disengage.
Giddy up.
Cowboy shit.
But if you teach me how to pick locks, then I won't have to come to you to pick locks whenever I find things, because let's face it, I find the things all the time, and it's very, very annoying. You know, Trench has locks all over his desk. The map's probably in there. The map overlay, it's probably in there, and we could use it. He has things. He knows
I'm
things.
super willing. I bought picks for us. You're kind of hard
I
to
could
pin
have
down.
broken into the Growlhoons a long time ago if you taught me how to pick locks.
Well, be a little bit more sedentary. You bounce all over the damn place. It's kind of hard to pin you down for like a minute. I'd be happy to teach you. I bought us supplies.
They return to you two in the midst of an argument.
That tracks.
You want this back, Ryla?
Huh? My sword? Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Nice blade.
Thank you. It's a family heirloom.
Lucky for you, I can't attune to anything else. I'm kind of full up. And he puts his thumbs in his belt like something to be proud of.
I scoot away from you.
Honestly,
What else are you?
I look at that knife that might explode and I leave.
Oh, it won't happen with me. I have luck about
Did you
me.
tell them that you should go on a date, Ecclesius?
Wait, what?
What?
Well, he stood up that woman before.
Did you
And
want
I
to
think
go?
that he should go ask for forgiveness and
Well-
actually go on a date with her.
Wait, for like investigation reasons or because you think they hit it off?
I think they could hit it off.
Are you even interested in dating Calisius? Like, for real?
Good question.
No, I'm doing
Well,
this for
then
the
don't.
money.
Why are you dating? Just unless you want to date, you don't have to.
Well, Kin apparently didn't. Damn it! Shit, V didn't give us the full story. She wants me to go back and actually try taking advantage of this woman so we can get more information for the job.
I turn my gaze on Kin.
I shrug my shoulders.
You're very gullible. I'm not even a good liar.
Well, all right. Crawford and I were talking while you were at your lesson about maybe going to see Lady Haventry, see if they actually learned anything in their investigation.
Wouldn't they tell us? Wouldn't they come to us for that? Aren't we the ones who are supposed to learn new things from this investigation?
I thought that she was going to ask the people on the guards' payroll what they found, and then the Blackstaff's people ? And she has people all over that might know the answers, right? And I look at Crawford like, I think that was.
Aren't we the people?
We're some of the people.
Oh, I mean, that was a secondary thing. I feel bad for Lady Gareth, and maybe this is something that I do on my own, or if we're adopting a buddy system, maybe one of the new recruits could come with, or Ecclesius if you want to. I know you had a fondness for her. I just want to do something for Lady Gareth. She's done so much, and I don't know. I didn't want her to just become the caretaker, because that's not her job.
I mean,
I just wanted to do something for her.
What did you want to do for her?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I was thinking she knows Lady Haventry, so maybe Lady Haventry would be able to divulge acquaintances, and I could maybe do a dinner, take the boys out. I don't know. I just wanted her to have a time, and I know that there's so many important things going on, so maybe this is something that you guys would help me get the ball rolling down the hill, and I would just see it to its fruition. But I'm interested nonetheless.
Crawford, I'm not sure you're aware, but we're giving this lady free room and board, plus her 3-4 kids. That's a lot.
All right, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I mean, no, Clesius, you're not wrong on any of that, but I don't know the last time that this woman has had time.
I mean, if you think about it, she gave Crawford free room and board for years, so technically he, and by default we, owe her, right?
Well, you don't owe her. I would like to pick your brains for maybe a nice way to treat her, but
She's been making us meals and taking care of us and helping out with the directing the people around. So I think we do
Wait.
kind of owe her.
Wait,
So-
have we been feeding this woman?
No, she's been feeding us.
No,
No,
but
no.
we've been paying for her
technically, we
food,
have been
haven't we?
feeding her. Yes.
Yeah, I gave her gold to get food for us.
Yeah, we've done that multiple times.
So we're feeding her an additional 4 kids, giving her free room and board. Guys, come on.
Come on, what?
I mean, what else do you want to do?
I want to give her time to do what she wants.
All right, are we gonna? So you're saying we should just babysit for a day?
Didn't you want to try being a parent, Calisius?
Fair enough. I'll take care of the kids.
How do you pronounce that?
Well, I would like the kids to be a part of it. I think that may be a good
God
thing.
damn it.
Pi, is this one of the friggin' theme parks or something for like families to do?
Oh, why didn't I think Disney World? Let's just go there.
There's carnivals and such.
Would I know if any local carnivals?
You take it to this.
I mean, normally they happen around festivals. Sometimes there's like traveling carnivals coming through. But
what would the closest nearest carnival be? Nearest festival?
Let's see. In Waterdeep, after a major attack on the city.
It is also after a major holiday.
And it's true. So there's probably carnival folk around, but carnival itself, maybe not as much, but I'm sure you can find one if you really, really wanted to. If you want to do a carnival episode, my friend, we can do a carnival episode.
Let's time that up.
I was hoping we don't have to make this out of character. We don't have to make this a whole thing. I just wanted to, like, maybe the kids help us serve or help me serve dinner, and then her friends come over, and then I take the kids out and maybe spruce up the room that she's in, and we buy her a new dress, something like that. And when I say we, I mean I don't expect you guys to contribute or participate in any major way, especially financially. But Crawford is just kind of at a loss for, like, how do you do something nice for someone who's always been kind of so selfless?
Just out of character, I feel like no matter what we do, it's gonna be a thing.
We can make it. We can make it a thing. It's not a big deal. We can gloss over it if you want. We can make it a thing. Have some fun with it.
I mean, truly, Crawford wants to do this. I don't want to make it. I just want to do something for her. I don't necessarily want to do a whole.
Well, how about you
dinner
think
with her episode.
you think on it. You think
Okay.
on it, and you get back to me. And if you want,
yeah,
I can set it. We can have a fun like carnival thing doing or a fun fancy
Thanksgiving.
dinner.
We do Thanksgiving.
We can do Thanksgiving.
Oh God, the Thanksgiving episode. We have to kill the Lich brought a turkey back. The laugh.
Don't take my idea, damn it.
No.
What are we thankful for, guys? No.
We all sit around a table and pray together. It's the most horrible episode.
But
But
yes,
to which god?
Good
That
question.
should be the episode we argue about which god.
Oh God. The gang explores.
Religion. We can have fun with it if you want. Just let me know, or we can just gloss over it.
Like just again out of character, Gus.
Right
If
out of character.
we're gonna do something for the kids and the lady, then we should just probably make a thing out of it. But it's up to you. It's your idea.
Okay.
I'm down for a thing.
I'll think on it.
Okay, just
I'll
let me
think
know.
on. I'll take him. I'll just take him to McDonald's.
At least give me a few days to prepare if you want.
Yeah, we'll
to
have
so.
background conversations.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just throwing that out there. That's like the least important thing.
Not a big
Perfect.
deal.
He just
Easy
feels
doable.
guilt, but we have literal. Well,
You literally dumped a mound of gold on her fucking doorstep multiple times.
fiendish creature wants to know your location.
Hey.
JK, it already knows it. Anyways, yeah, but I'd like to do that this afternoon. I don't know what we have planned, and I have not seen Roland all day.
Who cares?
He was here earlier. I think he was investigating Trench a little bit, and then maybe stopping by the guards tower to pick up armor.
Okay. I think he's been in my room before.
Oh.
I think he's investigating us as well.
Ken?
Yep.
Do I notice her being nervous?
I should stop responding to that name.
Yeah, you
right.
should.
Sorry. Vale. Right.
She's not really hiding it very well, so I would say yes with a high enough passive insight.
Cool. So
Okay.
we talked to Roland this morning.
That was her first mistake.
Was actually very honest with us. He was asked by the city guard to observe our actions. However, he's not actually reporting on us, as far as we can tell from this morning. And Ken got a good look into his soul, as she does.
I got them soul eyes.
Did you use your zone of truth?
No, I didn't think about that. I feel weird about doing that. But no, he did tell us of his own free will, out of nowhere, that he was hired to investigate us, or not hired, but he had a job to do, and that he does not think that we're the bad guys, and so he's not reported anything. So he did come clean about that to Ken and I this morning.
I'm fully convinced that he won't betray us.
I think
he knows better.
Ken threatened him with death if he betrayed us, so and she's
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't threaten him with nothing.
Okay, actually, it was Ken who threatened him. Ken did threaten him, not you, Ken. And you know how Ken gets violent and
Out of character, I was not here. What the hell just happened?
I told you this earlier. Roland admitted that he was spying on y'all.
Oh, Crawford already knew that.
Well,
yeah, but he admitted it to us, which made, and then we questioned him about it. Ken threatened his life over it if he betrayed us, and then we did an insight check, and it seemed like he wasn't planning to betray us. He thought we were actually the good guys, just stupid for always being in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is true.
And he has a deception of 1, and she rolled a 27, I think, was the final
number.
So there's no way he could.
We can trust that Roland is not out here to betray us necessarily.
I will be keeping tabs on him regardless. Just
that
to
is
let you know.
Fine. We just wanted to let you know about that. We completely forgot about that in all of this fucking mess today.
Does Calisius know of any of his fellow compatriot criminals that have been arrested in undercover stings?
Evern?
Are you talking about this group, or are you just talking about in general over his entire life?
I think
in his life in Waterdeep.
I mean, you never really fleshed your backstory out that much. I don't know how much he actually was involved.
I'm a career criminal at this point. I've just been, doing better with.
You were an aspiring criminal.
Yeah,
I mean, you were.
But the part of the
gambler, but
the part of the thing is that Crawford and I have done jobs before.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you've heard of undercover stings being done.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I can't speak to personally, but you were at least aware of it.
Basically, the larger question is, do I know that Waterdeep, the criminal justice system, does this sort of thing?
Has done stings before, yes.
Okay.
However, you would also know that it's never really been as brazen as having a guard in full armor, essentially living with a group of people.
Everin, I don't mean to be insulting, but we're pretty fucking stupid. Sorry. Hell, we're pretty fucking stupid.
Here.
Sorry, V. We're pretty fucking stupid. Okay?
Yes, we are pretty fucking stupid. You're correct.
And so, just because it's like, there's this old story I heard about this guy. He says, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?" Says man who was shot. And I feel like that's us.
Wait, are we the
What are
ones
you
doing
gonna
it?
do? What are you gonna do? Arrest us? Says group of murderers that were arrested.
I
He's an accomplice at this point, and maybe
right.
just
I That's the thing, Clausius. He
allows.
didn't have to tell us what he is. And I think that by actually telling us, I don't think there's anything he can gain from reporting on us. I mean, it's not like he's not participating.
I get that. So, like, I'll just lay bare my concerns.
Yeah.
So let's say they raided us right now for who's the last person we get? Oh yeah, basically the Lord of Waterdeep thing that we just pulled last night. Okay, you may have an out because you're noble.
None of
Ken
us
can
have taught it.
hold on. Ken may have an out because she could change her face. Both of you. I'm gonna go to jail.
I think
Well,
I'm gonna go to jail.
I think you underestimate our intelligence. What part of what we did last night was wrong? What steps did we take that were misguided?
We walked out the front door of the place we raided.
But we were,
That's the
hiding.
option.
We were hiding
Look
when we did
better.
that. We weren't.
I'm not saying it's something happened last night. I'm just saying moving forward into the future, it's just a concern of mine because I don't really have a get out of free out of jail card. Okay,
Right.
can
I mean,
you understand my concern?
yes, you do. You do have us though,
And you also have the Harpers.
and the Harpers. I mean, we're not all helpless in this situation. If we're trying to do right by the city, then we do what needs to be done.
When we are
Right?
Okay,
we are all privileged. I mean, we're part of.
We have protections in each other and our allies, but also maybe possibly we can use Roland's, association with the guard as protection in a way. I mean, I think he might go out on that limb for us if we get him on our side.
He seems like a good dude, but I'm gonna keep him at arm's length.
Right, but I'm saying Calisius especially. If we get Roland on our side, that's an attribute for us. As an ally, he can help us, right?
here's what I think. Just a few ground rules with Roland.
Where are
No.
you going?
Wait, I'm here. Me?
No, Vale, you are able to.
Vale
leave as
gets
you
up from the
please.
table and walked away.
She needs a drink.
The snake comes with her.
Okay, well, Calisius,
Wait.
before she gets too far, let's finish the
Also,
conversation.
quick pause. Where are you going?
I'm just gonna go like around. I don't know yet.
Okay.
Vale's going on a walk.
All right. If you want to do something specific, let me know. Otherwise, finish the conversation.
Is Vale okay? Can I insight check you as you leave?
But that is something that we did vote
I
on.
mean,
Is
yeah,
there-
you can insight check her.
As you're leaving, I just kind of investigate your facial expression and be like, is she okay? Is there something that I said that was wrong?
I don't know
You
what
didn't say anything wrong. She's fine. She's got a mischievous look in her eyes. Like she hasn't been paying attention to the conversation, but she's thought of an idea.
Okay, perfect. Great. Love that.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so long story short,
Please
some ground rules.
as well.
Okay. Some ground rules on Roland. First, no more barging into people's rooms when they're trying to sleep.
That sounds like a you and him conversation.
You invited him into the house.
Right.
I've-
He's all in the house, but not people's rooms. That's a you and him conversation.
All right. Do I guys, as one of the roommates, do I have your support to say that's not okay to him?
Yeah. Yes, unless he has a warrant.
Fair enough. Can't really do nothing about warrants.
Yeah, veto. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. If I'm
And-
barging into your room, it's for a reason.
Second,
You said that he had been in your room, but we do know that he was investigating us, so maybe now he won't do that, and we can express to him that we wish our chambers to be unbothered.
Trap's still up. I point at both of them.
second, I would prefer if I'm able to eat breakfast before I have to, put up my facade of being okay with hanging out with a cop. So, can we just be like Roland? Don't show up at our house before breakfast.
Vetoed again. No.
I mean, maybe we could have him meet us here every morning at 9, or is that an appropriate time?
I think 9's okay. We get up early, we do our shield practicing, and then we eat, and then we'll be good to go. I just don't want to keep feeding this guy who doesn't really pay into anything else around here.
Okay.
Is that really the issue? Because I can talk to him if you guys are busy.
I mean, if you could get a few coins out of him, do it.
Again, I think Roland is actually trying to be our friend here. So
yeah, but
just so you know where I stand on this, I think I trust him, and maybe that's stupid of me, but so far that hasn't bitten me in the ass.
Friends still have to pay rent, right? Right, LR?
Ryla.
Ryla. Friends still have to pay rent.
We don't have
or utilities.
If they're actually renting, yes, but he's not renting.
But he's not paying for the food and all that we might be giving him. So
no, but he's a guest. You don't charge your guests for things. That's just rude.
If he comes every day, there's a certain point where it just,
If we invite him, he's a guest. If he just comes of his own volition, that's a different story.
Fair enough. He's got to be invited over, like a vampire.
Yes, he has to be invited over, and I will be inviting him every day.
Shit, how the hell did you discover his secret? I mean, what?
Oh, no, not another one's after me?
Oh, no.
What?
Anyway, so...
Last thing.
Yes.
We met with Trench today. He said nothing about either of you, although I think I pissed him off.
Did you?
I think I touched him in a way that he didn't want to be touched.
Khaleesi's consent is very important.
I was trying to make friends.
Okay. You know what? It's probably fine. Maybe you're overreacting?
Maybe. No. Hey! Vale!
I think she left.
I still see her on the map. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so he's got a business tomorrow. I think we'll go deal with him the day after.
Right. Yeah, he said he's out of office tomorrow. By the way, incidentally, according to the calendar, we are supposed to have Cadreathe over tomorrow morning, or tomorrow at lunch.
Excellent.
So we should probably ask that's the bad guy that we were investigating.
Please.
We should probably ask Lady Haventree whether they've made any progress in the investigation, or we should plan to move during that time, some of us.
Well,
Lady Everin's supposed to be there for that.
Okay. I'm cool with whatever you guys want to do, but do I go and seduce that lady, or what's the plan with that?
I think that's up to you. I don't think you. I mean, honestly,
as a party, look, once bitten, twice shy.
We'll vote on it. If you can articulate benefits of it, but otherwise, you're just kind of kicking it head over.
This was Kid's idea.
You want to? I mean, for you,
Bells, because she.
I think that we need to figure out where the investigation's at, because maybe we don't need to investigate further if Haventree's sources have found out more than we have. Now that we got the head start on it, so maybe we don't need to do that unless you actually want to, in which case, you should go for it if you like her.
If he's not going to be in the shop, I'm assuming that she at least will be. You might not be able to buy her a drink, but you might be able to distract her enough that I can do my thing.
Or maybe, if it's necessary, if we still don't have answers, you take her to lunch tomorrow. If that is necessary. And then Ken and I can be here and, distract Cadreathe, whatever his fucking name is, while you lot are snooping.
I would like to take... Maybe Roland will be up for going with me into the sewers tomorrow. I am not going back in there alone.
You don't have to go in the sewers. You can just go into the shop. We already did the sewer thing. Right? Did we not? And everyone looks back and forth between you guys, very confused.
Yes, we could, but I don't really know how the overseeing works when he's not around. I might as well be diligent so we can call this this vein of inquiry
Complete?
sufficiently completed.
I think at any point we need to talk to Lady Haventry and see if the guards and her sources and the Blackstaff's people have turned up any new information. And then after that, we go on with the plan as we kind of planned it, Right? Does
Right.
that make sense?
I think I should go and apologize to that lady and see what she's doing for lunch tomorrow, like you said.
Okay. That makes sense. Are you comfortable doing that, by the way? I don't know if we asked you that.
Care.
You don't care?
It's
Okay.
whatever. I mean, I'm down. Calisius is flexible.
Okay. Yep.
I open a window and a bird flies out towards Vale. If we're going to do buddy system, we need to uphold it. So if you're going to go, I might as well accompany you, or maybe you want to go with our new friend Vale. Either way, that was a good idea, traveling together. So I think we should continue to do that, even though things have happened since then.
Right. No, definitely buddy system from now on out.
It's the best way to apologize to somebody that you stood up.
Maybe flowers if you're doing the Dayton thing. Be like, I'm so sorry there was that commotion yesterday and I got scared away, or the police sent me away.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go buy flowers with you because I'm sure Lady Gareth would like that as well.
Yes, Lady Gareth would probably also like that. But yes, flowers maybe, and an apology, and an actual legitimate reason, as in the police interfered and you were blocked from seeing her, even though you really desperately tried.
Well, what are you doing? Do you want to? I mean, you might as well come out with us, right? Unless you want to do. I don't want to encroach.
No, I mean that's fine. If we're going to Lady Haventry's after, I'll come with you, and we can catch a Vale on the way. So yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that does sound good. Best thing about it is Roland's not involved in any of this.
Well, hold on. We want to build. We want to build trust, but I understand your immediate hesitation.
I know,
you know what?
It's weird, but maybe I'm thinking that if we can get him on our side, then maybe the city watch won't be a problem for us.
You're right. We should get him flowers too.
Maybe, or if we see him, at least pick him up on the way.
What rose is made for a stoic man? I bet he likes thorny type.
I think yellow roses are friendship, right?
That's exactly why you're coming with us, because I don't know anything about that.
Well,
you don't have to get him roses.
A yellow rose is the rose of Texas.
Oh, let's just get him the fantasy rose, the rose of fantasy Texas.
Or maybe Ken's garden has some nice, cute roses. If she's willing to part with them.
Oh, I went up there. Between us,
are they all good?
Not doing good. No, they've been neglected, which is weird because she's up there so much, right? But I don't know. I mean, she can change her shape and change the color of her skin, but apparently she can't do a green thumb. Anyways, let's get at it.
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, I put on sunglasses and I carved.
Throwing shade.
You lose a silver.
No! Oh shit.
Yeah, you do actually. That was.
Joke's on you. I don't have any silver. Don't take my
gold.
Well, then you lose a gold then. I mean, if that's
no, hold on.
No, DM, can I get change?
Yeah. A silver.
All right, let's go see Farron.
Who you're going to? Where are we going?
Isn't the lady's name Farron?
No.
Who?
Lady Haventry is who we're trying to see, but also we want to get flowers in the way. And then Ken was doing something mischievous, so.
Okay, Ken.
Ken wants to go find where her family is and not be Ken.
You did that alone?
Yeah. You guys were sitting around talking about information we all already knew.
Okay. While you all head to the Lady Haventry, Ken heads to the location where Vern's mother pointed out where she believes that the summer stars are. Bam, Ken alone.
Ken alone.
I'm just gonna. In fact, I'm just because it's just Ken. I'm just gonna pull her and leave all of y'all in lifting spirits.
So proficient in Roll20. Wow. Oh, you brought us to the. Oh no.
That's the map. You don't get to go anywhere.
Lose a silver, Calisius.
Like I said, Ken, you follow it down to the northeast of the City of the Dead. Crisscrossing, you pass by. I'm just the brilliantest person. Dead end row, dead end something. Where's my map?
I don't know.
Horse Street. They died on Horse Street and were buried beneath it.
Yep, and that's the last you saw of your family.
Rough.
There's Beacon March and something.
Dead end row? It's dead end something. I don't remember.
Mm.
You pass the
It's
temple.
marked in locations in the dock, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Ow.
What did you say? What do you want?
I said it's marked by in the locations tab of our Excel sheet.
Where is it marked? Whoa. When did you do all this? Man.
We would be lost without Rachel.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it was less the street, and it was more of a place of interest that you were passing. But as I can't remember the name of it.
Hold on. I'm on the main map, and I don't know which way is north, east, south, and west. Could you put a compass on the...
There's a compass right here, you piece of filth.
I mean, there's 8,000 compasses, but
It's a lot of compasses up here.
Oh man, this is gonna bother me. But anyways, you head past the thing they're trying to find. I think it's Dead End Row or whatever, where the current temple of Klimvor, as well as other gods of death, who take care of the City of the Dead, resides. Heading further east, you make your way to Sanduth Street in near Beacon March. And you find a rather quaint little house. You would surprising for a noble family. But in front is a large garden that, despite it being the middle of the winter, is still in bloom. Beautiful. But as you walk in, you see a long, tall male figure tending to the bushes. You know what? Just for that, I'm not bringing you over. I'm not going to let you see the map.
Yeah.
But Pie!
It's okay.
Why?
Tending to the bushes as you make your way.
I get a map, guys.
You do.
I get a whole fucking map.
As you make your way into the garden, and now I wish I could stake claim for this completely. However, I did steal most of it.
Mm-hmm.
You notice a tall, blue-skinned, silvered hair, elven male, tending to bushes, keeping them pruned, currently unaware of your presence.
What kind of plants are these? Are they just like decorative? Are they medicinal?
There's a mix. There are some that aren't decorative, just what you would expect to see in Waterdeep, and then you see some more elven plants of elven variety, and then plants from your homeland scattered throughout. But he straightens up and takes notice of you. He's like, "Hello, is there something I can help you with?"
I just like servants curtsy.
Return
I've
to
recently
Sunflower.
I've recently started working at Troll Skull Manor. I have a message for a Miss Naily. Naily Summerstars.
I am able to deliver the message if you like.
Yes. Are you familiar with a Kin Summerstars?
He kind of straightens up a bit and turns towards you, more faced on, or like full attention on you now. I am aware. Yes. He's starting to take in everything about you. With your high insight, you can tell he is currently studying you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you know of where she is?
Yes.
Do you care to tell
She
me?
had been living at Troll Skull Manor. She has left with a friend of hers in Evern Tesper. She was requesting funds for a headstone for a friend of hers.
Disappears for months on end, no word. The first inkling we get is for money, of course. How much does she need?
She didn't say it was for a headstone. She wanted it engraved.
We can provide a headstone. Inform her, but she must return to pick it up herself.
I will let her know. Can I ask who you are?
Certainly. I am. You? Oh no, this is the uncle. I was about to say, did you change his name? It's not right.
No, I did
that's
not.
the father. I am Emerald Summerstar, lord of this home.
Yes. Okay. That was all.
I wrote it down, bitch.
I was like, I wanted to see.
I found it.
I'm pretty sure I still have it written in the backstory portion.
I'm sure you do, but I actually did write down. Yes. Bam. Thought you got me. But
Can I ask what your profession is?
I am currently serving as representative of the Summerstar family here in Waterdeep. We help help with the affairs of the undead and dead here in the city.
So do you know all that had happened recently?
I have
Before
heard.
the Night of Smoke and Mirrors.
Yes, I had heard of a person invading and snatching bodies. I had offered my.
Sorry, no, go on.
I had offered my aid, but was turned down.
Do you know of the guards that went missing?
Vaguely, I was informed through sources. Is there a reason for your line of questioning?
Only that there is another person who frequents Troll Skull Manor. One of their friends was one of the guards who went missing. I thought that if you knew about what had happened there, you might know if... Well, I wasn't sure what you would know, but I could hope.
Roll deception for me.
Let me can roll a deception for you.
13.
It's a 13.
It's not awful. He still is looking you up and down. He is taking in your features. You, with your passive insight, get the feeling that he is garnering some suspicion towards you. You're not entirely sure why, but he's not making any move to stop you. I'm sorry, I cannot be of more aid.
That's all right.
And if you do see Ken again, please tell her that her mother misses her and wishes to know of her well-being.
Do you know more of what's happened to her mother?
Roll. Well, no, we'll just leave that. Her mother is very sick. Unfortunately, it seems to have taken a turn. We're not entirely sure how much time she has left, but she is currently stable.
For how much longer?
Months, maybe weeks. It's hard to tell. The disease that afflicts her, it's slow poison that slowly drains them away. But towards the end, it's much more violent and quick.
Well, I'll be sure to pass the information on to her. And hopefully she'll go visit her mother soon.
We hope so as well. You get the sense that he sees through the facade.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That's all. Yeah.
Be safe, young
That's it.
one.
I will try to be. It was good to see you.
He gives a slight bow.
She curtsies back.
Don't. You get the feeling there's something else he wants to say, but he's kind of fighting it back. But he turns away from you and heads back towards the blah 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 blah.
Blah blah
House.
blah blah blah.
My brain's starting to fade. All right. He turns back towards his home.
Of the plants that are here in the garden,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that are from the homeland, I'd like to kind of make a bouquet of them.
Okay. Easy enough.
And I will take that back to Troll Skull.
He watches you kind of just before he goes in do so. He doesn't object or say anything, but he heads inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You return
I go back.
to Troll Skull. Everyone else, she's been gone for a bit. What are y'all doing? Are y'all...
Does the bird reach her? I think we're going out.
Oh, did you send a
Yeah.
bird? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Or hear
Crawford, he said that
Like
he
a bird.
sent a bird, opened a window, and sent it while we were still chatting. So maybe she knows
What
to
does
go
the
to.
bird say?
that. Okay.
Does it say go to Haventrees or
What
what?
does the bird say?
The bird really just says,
Shut up.
Sure.
That's a gold.
we are
God damn it.
no, we are heading out soon. Tweet us if you need to. Please respond if you are in danger or see anything.
A gold.
God damn it.
For the vileness you've brought into this game.
Fine, I'll take a gold out of my stupid inventory.
Damn fucking right you will.
And then add 2 silvers and a gold to our pot.
Yep, that is what we're getting up to.
Jokes is a faulty magic item worth a lot, apparently.
It is a lot. It's worth a lot of money.
Well, I was telling Linda earlier. The actual item itself is like the full blown one is worth like 6,000 gold.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and
But
I didn't realize.
this was a shitty one.
Well,
Right.
I didn't realize it was that much money, and that it's getting to the point where it's getting close to the amount of money you would make for completing this whole thing. So I was just kind of like, let's maybe not throw that much money at it.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
No,
So
just fall.
somebody, and I rolled it. I
over
rolled
the-
pretty well. I think I might have rolled a 20 on that, so I got 300 gold for it.
Yeah. There, you caught up. Anyway, so yeah, Ken, you received the bird. Did it inform her where y'all were headed? I mean, she was a part of the conversation, so she knew.
We were discussing that. Yeah.
So
We
you
are
can-
heading out. Pretty much like respond if you're in danger or if you think something is happening. Like you don't need to respond, but like let us know if shit's going down.
I'm assuming I can't take the same paper and send it back.
I think we've established that it's good for return journey, right?
Yes.
So I'll write on the back of it, not in danger, doing good. I'll meet you there as quickly as possible. And I'm going to encase 3 of the flowers into the bird. Send it back.
Okay. You receive said bird as you are heading towards the Lady Haventrees. Wait, I blanked out for a second. Are you meeting them at Haventrees or not?
I am.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like she said that, and it like went into my head, and then decided not to pay rent and left.
All right, cool.
And you receive the 2 flowers or the 3 flowers as well.
Have I seen these flowers before? Probably not, right?
No, probably not. They're actually, Ken, why don't you describe what the flowers look like?
Oh, I got to decide what the flowers.
You do.
Look
It's
like?
your home. It's your home country, man.
Just marijuana.
Just straight buds.
The straight buds.
What did you
That's
know
the policy
that?
flower.
How do you pronounce that name? By the way, is it
Canada.
I'm going with Emerald.
Emerald?
Emerald and Haley.
Yeah. Okay. Emerald's eyes were just bloodshot the entire time you were talking.
Part of her persona, I
He
guess.
just kept reaching to his jacket and grabbing something and eating it.
I'm
They're
gonna say the
organic.
flowers are kind of like they're like baby's breath, but they're blue and kind of like this very dark blue that kind of looks like it's been frosted over.
And one
You
to
got-
each of my companions, and I put one behind my ear. Is this a good apology gift, or I don't know how flowers work?
Apology gift for whom?
Well, we're talking about flowers, and like I want to give some to Gareth, and
Right, that's not an apology gift. That's just an appreciation gift, right?
or I don't. Does it work both ways? I thought it was apology and appreciation.
You don't need to apologize for anything. You didn't do anything wrong.
Alicia's did, and we're talking about flowers for him. That's what I'm getting at. Like, are they different? Is this a good gift? Do we need
Okay.
more
You
flowers?
have
I-
this wonderful discussion about the goodness of that gift as you
What-
head into
What are flowers? What do flowers?
Lady Haventree's home once more. You knock on the door. You are greeted.
We go in 2 groups, by the way.
You own what?
We're going in 2 groups.
2 groups? 2 separate groups? So it's just.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be 3 groups?
Well, yes, Ken is going, and then
You all meet up in front of Lady Haventree's. Knock on the door. You are greeted once more by the older butler gentleman. Good evening. Is there something I can help you with?
Thank you for letting us into your home, and I give him a flower.
I'll go get the lady. He does let you in. You notice, again, still a decent bit of guards in the area, or in the building. The one who's kind of in the corner leans back, or is leaning against the wall and is eyeing you down, gives you a nod. But seems to be chewing on something. But sees soon the lady comes down the stairs and greets you. It's like, hello. She's kind of in a white robe. It looks like she just kind of threw it on. I was not exactly expecting company. Was there something you needed? Did ask to be warned before you came and visited. Hello?
Sorry.
Just take the lead.
Are you
I was
there?
reading the
Oh
dumb
my-
bullshit in Discord.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, they stole your brains and your
We
tongues.
came here see if you may have any updates on what we discussed over dinner, and I also had a more personal question as well. Not too personal, it's not like that, but I just wanted to maybe pick your
Dear
brain.
Rain, are you coming on to me?
I would never. You are absolutely out of my league, but I like that you humored the thought in the first place.
Good response.
Ryla chuckles in the background.
I see you have a few new members. Hello, my name is Amelia Haventry.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lady Haventry. Do an awkward servant's thing.
She actually, she speaks in Elven to you next. It's like, oh, one of the people. It is good to meet one of our own kind.
Yes. We're my sister and I are visiting our cousin who works for Lady Tasper, and she sent us to accompany these two gentlemen.
Roll deception.
God damn it!
Would I be able to?
Oh shit!
Fuck off!
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that the Lady Tesper cannot be joining us as well. I hope everything's all right.
Oh yes, quite. She just had family business to attend to, and since we're in town, we, just taking room and board from these lovely gentlemen and helping them out in the meantime. Please do ignore us, my lady.
Oh, I would never. Please, come in. Any friends of Iverna's are friends of mine, and obviously you two are always welcome. Well, not always. Reasonably welcome.
Oh, we left our dog here. We would like
I
to
just got my own since I loved CJ so much.
Oh, I don't know. He has the same spot. A little suspicious. Anyway, we would like to talk more privately about, well, the discussion that we had over dinner, and if that could be done quickly, maybe we could Khaleesi's and I could discuss with you in the parlor and get back to these fine women who have fallen into our employ as of late.
Don't call your employees fine women, Crawford. But
yes, it's quite uncouth. I expect more out of you, Mr. Elrain. But if Evan can trust them, I'm sure they can hear whatever you wish. But if not, then Archibald here can show you to the dining room if you would like something to eat.
Oh, I'll give it up to them. Also,
sure,
that's what got you.
That sounds good. The servants' quarters, the dining room will do perfectly.
Very well, Archibald. Yes, ma'am. Please follow me. And he motions the way for Kin and Ivern to head to the dining room if they wish.
Were there other doors in the dining room?
Yeah, there's the one leading in, and there's one that led back further into the building. Seemed to be like a kitchen area if you're...
Cool, just checking. Is this the dining room?
Yes.
Okay.
Kin or Crawford, you were going to the parlor. Get out of here.
Wait, hold on. Who was discussing? They're not coming with us.
Yes, they wanted to go into...
Well, I did. I spoke for Ken, so I don't know.
I don't know what Vale is doing. Maybe she's not responding to me because I used the wrong name.
I don't know. Brain's confused.
They are going to talk to Lady Haventry about the investigation and or what to do for Lady Gareth. Everin has decided she wants to snoop.
I'm down to snoop. Give me snoop.
Okay, so you two will head into the dining room. Clesius, are you, I'm assuming, following into the parlor?
Yep.
Okay, you head to the parlor with the Lady Haventry.
Parlor.
We'll handle Haventry and then we'll get to you snoopers. Yes, so what is it exactly you wanted to discuss? There hasn't been too much done in the investigation, however, there have been some interesting developments.
Well, excellent. We were. I apologize. The main reason why we came here is to see if you had gleaned anything else, but it sounds like you were fruitful in your investigation.
Yes, a few of our guards were able to pick up a few things. First, whatever they found in the undercrypt, it seems to have been some old temple that's been in ruin for hundreds of years. We aren't entirely sure when it was built or why it was put there. It seems to be a temple to an old drow goddess, Loth, I believe.
Hold on. Guards found temple
In the
to
caves.
Loth,
Yes.
Drow God, and Undercrypt.
And we believe that whatever happened here, again, it seemed to have been. Well, the temple itself is old, as I said, a few hundred years. But there was recent activity. We believe someone, we're not entirely sure who, had broken in, or had found it and had released this creatures that you encountered during after they were released, during your little escapade in her office, I assume. The creatures found their way into the warehouse. There was one particularly nasty one, a spider of demonic origin, that caused a lot of damage. There were quite a few deaths. Most of the bodies, for some reason, are being kept secret. We're not entirely sure why. But we do know that there were quite a loss of life amongst the guards, as well as amongst Cadreathe, some people.
Yeah, it seems like the creatures down below were kind of attacking anyone that didn't look remotely like them. Did you notice anything that would lead you to believe that a specific faction or individual was associated with this?
Judging by your reports, it seemed like neither of the groups were aware of these creatures. Whoever this was a third party, and again, there's not too much information to go on. However, your tip about the dungeon was fruitful. We were able to convince the guards to look into it further. Unfortunately, most of what they found has been kept under lock and key. One of our people on the inside did note that the warden of Waterdeep was called in to assess the office, specifically the desk.
Now, is that I'm generally aware of governmental positions, but is that an unordinary thing that would have happened given the circumstances? Does that seem like a pretty regular thing, or is it a little bit high level / low level for that individual to?
Very interesting. We aren't sure what they found in the desk, but it was. The warden is normally only called when Waterdeep itself is threatened. The position is only below the Open Lord herself, and by proxy, the Master Lords. The current warden is Elminster Armor.
Hell,
Don't worry, I got you.
our current warden.
Hey, Crawford.
Yes.
Where are we?
We are at Lady Haventry discussing with her the revelations of what has happened since we visited Cadreathe's workshop.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Place smiles and nods.
Did you fall asleep?
No.
Yeah.
You
Running.
sound like you did.
He had to tuck his cats in individually to bed. It's a 20-minute ritual for each one.
Did you give him a
Jesus
nice
Christ.
kiss on the head?
I kiss him in the head all the time.
Well, go on. Good. Just make sure. You gotta tuck him in. You're gonna tuck him in. You gotta give him a kiss on the forehead.
One of them doesn't like to be tucked in.
Yeah.
The other one puts bed when I tuck him, so I don't do that. Anyway, no, I didn't fall asleep. I've been listening, but all right. I'll just be honest. There was nothing that interesting, so I just stayed quiet.
Cool. Vincent French, I asked her about.
Yes.
Did she know anything of it? I kind of divulge surface level information about this individual to Lady Haventry.
Oh no.
There was a reason I didn't want you getting involved. He is, how do I say, a bit of a pariah. He made his, how should I put this? Made his name on solving unsolvable cases. It seems that he had the ability. He took up many of cold cases the god had, and he was able to find information that probably should never have been found, when no one ever figured out why or how. But it is how he made his name in the city. He also seems to be a protected sort. His files were buried. We've had many try to dig them up, but buried quite deep.
Saying he's good at his job.
Seemingly,
Yeah,
yes.
diligent, almost to a magical nature.
Hey, Lady Haventry, can I borrow some money?
No? Why?
Oh, well, I have a personal matter that I need to attend to, and I'm a little short, and I need to hire Mr. Trench's services.
She kind of looks over to Crawford.
I'll pay you back. I'm good for it.
We cannot discuss this.
We can discuss. Roll. But I wouldn't. How much do you need first? And what nature was it being spent on?
So as you know, Roland, he's not here right now, but his wife went missing. I think it would set us on good terms with him if we found out what happened to her.
I thought we knew what happened to her. Wasn't she taken by the necromancer?
Well, maybe help us track her down. I mean,
all
it's
right.
impossible. Right? So I mean,
Roll persuasion.
Sure.
Or deception. Actually, it depends.
No.
Yeah. Are you trying to deceive her, or are you trying to persuade her?
I'm trying
Like,
to persuade her.
are you actually going to use this money to try and track down Roland's wife, or are you trying to use it to hire him for?
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, it's the only way to get rid of Roland.
I can.
The only way.
I can pull some strings. I can see if I can get him to start looking into it. How much do you believe it'll take?
I mean, I can ask. I didn't really, I didn't want to set up a deal with him and have you say no, and then being like, never mind, it kind of sets bad precedence. I mean, what would your
Very
budget
true.
be?
Well, I prefer not to work with him at all, but...
Do you know anyone else, any other private investigators who are maybe up to the task?
I know of one, but honestly, I don't really want to work with him either, but for different reasons. Bit of a blowhard. I can see. Give me a price, and I can weigh it.
All right, I'll go talk to him.
Would you
Thank
mind
you,
giving
Lydia.
us
You're
another
the
name
best.
if we wanted a
Huh?
different option from this individual? And it sounds like this other individual is boisterous, but um,
Yeah.
it's better to have options in matters like this.
Well, I'm not sure how available he's going to be. Unfortunately, depending who you ask. He's been re ascertained by the gods. I don't know. That's not the problem, right? The gods have recently brought him back into his ranks, their ranks. But his name is Bonbus Blastman. I believe he's been given an honorary lieutenant title.
Okay, hold on.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, I'm also taking notes on the individual. Whoa, it's a name. Playing fantasy stuff. Barnabas Blast Wind. And
Wait, did you say he's an investigator with the guards?
yes,
He was.
got kind of into their, what is it, an honorary lieutenant rank within the guards.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a blowhard. With a name like that, I'm surprised. I would be surprised if it would.
Yeah, it's almost like his.
Is that a pun, Curtis?
Adjacent to one.
It's almost like his family was trying to tell us something about him, but like I said, he's currently works for the city guard. He also works for the watchful order of magistrates and protectors. So I'm not entirely sure about his availability, but
Fair enough. Also works for.
he also what's it called?
Watchful Order of Magistrates.
Yes.
Curtis, why don't you take notes in our nice, lovely shared Excel doc?
I can't type that quickly.
If you have trouble finding him, you can also look into a man named Seth Cromley. Serves as his lieutenant currently.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got you. I'm ready.
No, I had more of a question that he is an honorary lieutenant, but has a lieutenant.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant honorary captain. I believe, in fact, he's taking over the North Ward.
Well,
rather soon.
Surprised we haven't tripped over each other yet.
Well, I doubt that'll last. That potpourri?
It doesn't.
Yeah. How do I use that?
What do you mean?
Urea.
Potpourri. It's just something you. It's just a bunch of scented things. Like you just leave it out and it'll smell good.
Poop, but you don't want people to know that
I'm sorry, both of you were talking. I didn't get either of your words.
you go.
So do I smell like potpourri then? Because I never actually put it down.
Yeah, it's clashing currently with your lavender socks, but there's
Okay.
definitely there's a pleasant scent coming from you, if not a conflicting one.
Does that mean I get to roll my persuasion at advantage?
No, because the roll was made a while ago.
I know. I just remember the potpourri now. Yeah, it goes. I'm sorry. It's fine.
Anyway, but yes, if you really wish to look, I don't know his availability, but currently he's another good one.
Sure. And then we can do this in third person. Crawford would like to see Lady Gareth's friends, including her, of course, and her availability. I'd like to do something nice for her. I'd like for her not to know before it's too late for her to refuse. Who else would she associate with? You're obviously invited. When is your availability? What might she like? I have ideas. That kind of thing.
Ooh,
and this can be something that we talk about.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's such a wonderful idea. I can get the invitation. I can make invitations and I can get them out. And she goes off and she'll give you a list of people.
What? Thank you.
Oh, she really does work too hard and doesn't ever do anything for herself. It would be nice.
Yeah, you and I are sharing the same wavelength. I'd love for you to be a part of it. It may be difficult with your position, but any help that you can provide, including your attendance, would be
My position.
more than.
I am but a widowed noblewoman. I have all the time in the world.
All right.
So
Well,
you're
I appreciate that.
They're awkward. Not everything.
You single?
What? You
So
knew
you're single?
you knew this already.
Yeah. It's been a long
So,
day.
I was about to say that was part of the greeting.
There's something in the potpourri.
what are you doing tonight?
Well, I planned on going out, but have a meeting with Vaja involving actually the current case I have you instructed on. Wants to know if any of our people were involved. Of course, I'm going to lie to her and say they weren't, but
I see. Well, would you be available to have dinner sometime this week?
no persuasion, just for fun. I can squeeze some time in for you if you like.
Oh, that would be an honor, Lady Aventry.
The honor is
Please. Cleece's face lights up. He looks at Evern and everyone else at the table like
Evern's
he
not
just.
there.
It's just Crawford.
It's just
No,
you and
no.
Crawford.
Let's roll with it. I
Oh.
slowly look at Cletus as he smiles at people that aren't in the room because
Yeah.
he's like,
He's so excited that he just looks around for people who are normally there but aren't today.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
dead.
Closing. Is there any other questions you have for her?
What's your favorite color? No, I don't have it.
Silva. Anyway,
Where would you like to eat?
Mickey D's.
Mickey, I heard there's a wonderful place, Commoners Eat, called McDonald's. No.
That's great because I got a mobile coupon 2 for 1.
Anyway, segueing over to the ladies. What are you two doing? Currently, you have Archibald, Greywater the 11th.
Mhm.
Yes.
That doesn't sound right.
The 11th, with confidence this time.
It's earlier.
Did he just escort us and then leave us to
No,
go stand in the hallway?
No, he's currently standing in there with you. Is there anything else I can? Is there something I can get for you, ladies? Tea, perhaps. Tea, perhaps. We have assortment of cakes.
Tea would be lovely. Do you have something very obscure that would take you a couple of minutes to find?
Here are my cards. Let's just put them on the table.
No. Do you have tea cakes by chance? That might go with a nice bergamot black tea?
Of course.
That would be lovely.
Bergamot black.
Yes, with tea cakes if you don't mind, if you're so willing.
Of course. Is bergamot black an actual tea?
English breakfast is bergamot flavored,
Okay, there you go.
but England doesn't exist, so.
Bergamot black. He kind of heads back towards the. You see him head down towards this door. On the actually, I don't know if y'all can actually see that door.
I can't see that door.
I'm surprised you remembered it because I was not able to see it on the map.
Nope. Bop. Nope. Bop. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button because I'm having a day. It's late.
Lighting, dynamic lighting.
Bam. There we go. He headed down to the door on the right.
There are two doors in this room.
Yes, there's a door on the right and there's a door on the left.
The black thicken.
While currently they're open on the map, they are in fact closed in game. It was just to make it easier to see that those are doors.
Okay, so he went through the one on the right.
Yes, I should probably just go ahead and make him a token since he seems to be a reoccurring character.
I thought he was this guy.
No, that's a guard.
Oh.
I need a token.
Man, there's more people than I thought there were.
Damn it.
Welcome to Waterdeep.
There isn't just an easy butler token, and I'm very upset about it. But anyways, yeah, so he headed out to the right. What are y'all doing?
I'm gonna accidentally stand in front of this door like I'm looking at the tree here.
Okay.
Just so that when the door reopens, it bangs into me first, and then there's a like little scuffle, you know?
Okay. You can
I kind of like point can at this one.
Okay. You can roll perception if you'd like to hear on the other side. Both of you, yes. Oh, of course it's not a fucking ping. All I wanted was a goddamn ping. Ugh.
Hmm?
One sec. Black.
I'm looking at this tree.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Let me take a look. All right. Sorry. How we doing? 7. You know, at first you you're focusing on the door, and then you just get a nice scent from the tree. It's like a small little evergreen. The scent is pleasing. You kind of just lean into it and start sniffing.
Yeah, mostly what I want to do is just block the door if they try to come back through this way, so there's a couple of seconds of like diversion.
Ken, through your door, you hear it said like, "Ah, fuck, you cheater! I'm not a cheater. You're just shit at cards." 15. You also hear the sounds of kind of cups clinking and a fire crackling a little further into the room. Or Vale. I don't know what you want to be called. Should I be calling y'all Vale and Riley or Rayla?
I think it's fine. I'm trying to get the party to refer to us in public, at least, as the other characters. Just so that we don't fuck up by accident.
I was muted.
Yeah, we noticed.
I'm very upset.
You were very muted.
Fact.
You've been muted for a while.
Did you have some clever little comebacks that I missed?
No. Maybe I wanted to go through the door.
Okay. Are you just opening the door, or are you trying to do it stealth-like?
I'm not trying to stealth.
Okay. You open the door.
There are people playing cards on the other side.
There are, in fact, people playing cards on the other side. Shockingly enough.
Hello.
Ugh. Oh, sorry, miss. This is kind of a private area for is there something you need help with?
No, I just heard that you were playing cards, and I wanted to know if I could play with you.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion. And where the fuck is persuasion? Why are there so many P's?
16.
And it's a 16.
Well, just to let you know, we play for money. No,
I have money.
Good news is you got 20 gold this morning, or 60 gold this morning.
I know.
Fine. 2 silver buy-in.
Alrighty. I put 2 silver on the table.
Okay. Further in, you see a roaring fireplace. I'm just going to give you the full room.
Mm-hmm.
Up.
So this is just where the guards hang out?
It seems to be a break room of some sort. Eventually, you do see some servant girls kind of coming in and out, bringing drinks and such to the guards.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bookcase in the corner with a nice chair, and you are currently sat at a table. You see kind of a balding, a little scarred on his face, has a little goatee going, kind of more of like a patchwork goatee. Sitting closer to the door, and then kind of a younger, blonde-haired man. Chiseled. Fair to look at. Right.
So what are your names?
Yeah, right. My name is Harvey.
Harvey, that's a good name.
Okay. And I am, I forgot my voice, sorry. I am
Default voice.
I am default voice. That's my name. Can't wait. I am. Fuck. I don't have a name for you. Why was
Please
Harvey
put in
like...
notes that he is named default voice.
my name's
The
DV.
captain? Wait, his name is DD?
DV. DV.
DD?
DV. DV.
DB.
V. God damn,
No.
woman. Open your ears. I'm DV.
I refuse. DV default
Harvey
voice.
DV.
And just to check, that's the bald guy.
No, the bald one's Harvey. The
Okay.
yellow-haired one is DV. DV. All right. Listen, I don't really like taking money from pretty young ladies such as yourself, but I'll make an exception here if you got the coin.
I've got the coin, but it's not really what I want to trade in.
All right. Well, what is it you want to trade in?
I would like to trade in gossip.
Roll persuasion again.
Okay.
Grip poker.
Oof.
Fuck.
Well, we're just normal gods. We don't really talk about much. We prefer coin.
All right, if we must. But I'm
So-
sure you have some stories about working here.
Well, I mean, it's definitely probably the best stationing I've had in a long time. They feed
Oh,
us.
why's that?
Well, they feed us really well. We can have ale almost on call, so long as we don't get drunk while on duty.
Yeah,
The
that would
ladies-
probably be a problem.
The lady's nice to look at.
Gross.
That's gross.
Hey, it's DV, man. He's a dog.
This is Harvey. Harvey's the dog. Get it right, guys. Come on.
They have the same voice.
I do not have the same voice. I mean, sorry. Talking to spirits. It's one of my pastimes.
He's the most interesting character we've ever met.
Anyway, so you sat down to a game of cards with Harvey and DV.
Mhm.
Rayla.
I'm gonna first stick my head out and be like, I'm playing cards. You should come in here.
Oh. Okay then. I'm going to go in there and sit myself at the table awkwardly with them and just kind of wave and say, hi, I'm Ryla. What's the buy-in?
2 silver.
2 silver. And are we playing chess or
Goldfish.
We're playing. No, we're playing Comey or Hold'em.
Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Right. I definitely know how to play that.
Roll
If
deception.
you'd rather not.
No, I'd love to play. Sorry, we're just waiting for our associates. They're meeting with the lady, so I'd love to play.
All right.
Well,
I'll
Ryla,
do it.
there are rooms back there where they seem to be getting ale from.
Oh. I mean, maybe next round that'll help. Does ale help?
I think ale will help. I'll go get ale for us.
Oh.
Does that sound good?
Oh, wait, they send normally a. Okay, go check in.
I mean, we're very used to serving. If it helps, I mean, that's we're very used to it. Is all.
Oh, I see. You're in that servant's attire.
Right. I
Right,
mean, that
should we?
it's just awkward for us to be served. So we like to serve fine gentlemen like you ourselves. It's just a problem. But could you explain the rules to me?
Of course. They will explain to you. It's Texas Hold'em. I'm very creative, guys. Ken, as you walk by, you see the 2 guards. They're having a bit of a conversation over a couple of pints, and they're kind of watching you, but they don't stop you as you are dressed up as a servant. And they saw you talking to their friends there. Peeking your
What
head.
is their conversation about?
Just normal rigmarole, just guard talk.
Yeah, nothing interesting.
No. These guys seem to kind of be beat cops. A lot of them they seem to be higher in spirits than many of the cops.
Private guards pay better, eh?
Poking your head inside, you do see a bit of a kitchen. You watch as Archibald is kind of standing with his back to this door, luckily, asking about to brew, or waiting for a pot of hot water to finish boiling, or to get up to boil.
I'm gonna step back away from the door.
Yep, it's kitchen. There's another guard, and you see a couple other servant girls going about their business.
At this door.
Ma'am, don't know if you're allowed over there.
Why? What's here? Is it
just,
not just more?
Well, it's just I don't think you work here, do you?
Well, isn't that where the ale's from, sir?
No, that would be the kitchen that you were just looking at.
Oh, okay. What's this then?
You walk into which seems to be an entryway. You see a number of coats and such hung up on the walls. Yeah, that's.
All right.
Seems to be a servant's entrance. That leads outside.
How do we get over here? What is over here?
Another door, or is that like
that is another door.
Okay. Servant's entrance, yeah? Keep note of that.
Yep.
But I won't overstep.
Okay. So there's a door that leads out the eastern side of the kitchen, and then there was the door right here. Vern, you are currently either half paying attention. Give a... What do I want to make this? Performance or persuasion? To convince them that you are paying attention to them and not paying attention to your...
Persuasion, I think. I'm trying to get them to tell me the rules and like kind of focus on me. I actually do not know the rules, so...
Of Texas Hold'em?
No, dude, I don't play poker.
Dude, that is like the most... You know when to fold them.
Know when to fold them.
No, I just want to bluff all the time.
Right, so you see, what happens here is... go ahead and roll persuasion, I think is what you want. 21. Say what you want to do. Here is...
Is it... It's not the game where you try to like get 21, right? That's blackjack.
No, that's blackjack. I mean, we could switch to that if you want, but
no, I wasn't sure if they were the same thing or not. I'm so sorry. I'm from the country. You see, I'm not used to playing cards, but I do have some money to put in.
Oh, it's fine, my lady. We can definitely teach you.
Well, that's very kind of you, gentlemen.
So you are being instructed on how to play Texas Hold'em. Ken,
Okay.
You are currently standing next to a bookcase, or...
Well, I just wanted to peruse what like titles there are there.
It was mostly just roll investigation.
15.
Yeah, it seems to be mostly just light reads, kind of easy unwind type of things. Nothing rare or exotic that would draw your attention.
Oh. Did you not come back with the ale?
No, I think I'll get it later. I think right now we're going to win some money.
Oh, damn, I was hoping
the fine gentleman just explained the rules to me, so maybe let's play a hand and then I can grab us the ale that we were talking about.
Of course.
So you play a hand.
We roll to win pie.
How do we do this?
Roll a d20.
I don't have proficiency with cards, so...
Just a d20, unless you want to cheat.
Holy.
Well, I think everyone's going to win.
You don't know.
Played
You can
the
run-
wrong game and won
What
regardless.
the little fuck?
Holy shit. That's
We are
fucking
winning
amazing.
this game.
Does this mean we win?
You
Oh
both
my
pick up
god.
on the game pretty easily. It doesn't help that your first hand was a pair of aces each. You both turn a full house of the same. You split the pot. Both men losing, and continues on that way for however long you would like to play.
How much do we get?
Uh,
Don't ask him to roll another d20.
I'm not actually. Yes, roll a d20.
Fucking
Oh,
do it.
Let's ride this high. Let's see what you get.
both of us? It's an average, or
Yeah, go ahead. Both y'all roll a d20.
bleh.
16, 17. You make out with quite a bit. You make out with 2 gold. Well, that's a bit low. Let's see. What is? You make out with about 10 gold.
So 5 gold each.
Yeah, sure. You haven't played this game before. I think we just got taken for a ride.
No. I've literally never played this game before. I know how to play chess, but I've never. Cards are new for me. Is it a luck thing or is it a skill? I'm not sure.
It's a bit of both.
You know what? Why don't we treat you? I would say why don't we treat you to some ale, but I guess the house keeps you in supply. I'll go pick some up from the kitchen. I'll be right back.
You get some ale from the kitchen. Is there anything else y'all are going to try?
I want to be in here to look this way.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you it's a pantry.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a trap door at the other end, but it does lead to a cellar. Store.
Okay.
The good wine is kept down there.
All right, that's
What
fine.
exactly is this red patch?
It's
Is that just a rug?
yeah, it's just a rug. It's a welcome. And they're not really
It
welcome
really
back.
doesn't look like one.
It's kind of it's it's been worn. A lot of feet have used it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rug for the servants to come.
All right. Yeah, basically that was all I wanted to do. If there's nothing else interesting back this direction, then so be it. Maybe, I guess the good thing is we got some gold, so woo!
Yeah.
That's it.
I wasn't, actually expecting y'all to get back here. But okay. So you play your cards until your friends are done. Pick up an extra gold apiece. You two doing anything?
Making friends with DV and Harvey.
Yep, that's about it.
I meant the other two, not you.
Oh.
I don't have anything else unless Calisius does. Those are great suggestions. I'm gonna ponder it, and above all else, secrecy. I don't want her trying to weasel her way out of this obligation. This needs to be special, and it needs to be quiet until it's sprung upon her.
And Clesis is going to use. Wait, does Crawford say that out loud?
Yeah, I'm referring to Lady Gareth, like night out though.
Yeah, not the other stuff.
All right.
Hey, well, hold on.
It's okay.
What are you talking about?
It's okay. It took me a second too. I was like, "Wait, what are you?" And then the Gareth thing clicked, and I was like, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
What were you talking about?
I am a paragon of secrecy.
I believe it.
Gives you.
And then another thing, Lady Haventry.
Yes.
I've come into some decent amount of gold. Would you happen to know anyone who might be able to, perhaps?
If you said earlier that you didn't have any gold.
Well, this gold is specifically for the stuff we have to do for you, because I'm gonna get a potion of healing for our party, as a backup.
All right, that's fair, I suppose.
And on that note, do you know anyone who happens to sell a potion of healing?
Well, yes, Father.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Right down the street. How about that?
I also believe that you're familiar with the weird bottle, one of the Doom Raider Zentarum. He also sells potions.
Cool. Thank you for the heads up. You are most wonderful and appreciated.
You might want to check him. I think his mind's on the way out.
It's getting late.
That is fair.
Follows a friend. We'll speak to her, but we appreciate your time. Clesius, unless I'm cutting you off from something else, I think we're good. Thank you
think
for
we
your
are.
time again.
You said?
I will be in touch, Lady Haventry, to discuss the specifics of her night out.
I look forward to it.
Oh, also a small request. I gave Archibald a flower. It means a lot to me. Would you just make sure that he keeps it on his person? Like as a gesture, I don't want him to just like immediately toss it.
Archibald has been trained to be of the utmost courtesy. He would never toss away a gift. And if he does, I'll make sure he pays.
I don't know what to say about that.
You see the
12
mysterious
lashings. Roll a d20 for lashings. You threw away the flower.
you just killed poor Archibald.
He should press it into a book. That actually.
I hope he's already had his children, so that future Archibald exists.
No, unfortunately, the other my Archibald.
Oh, that's an alternate universe. Yeah. I see.
Oh
He
no!
has just disappeared from the timeline.
Make it canonical, you coward.
The sacred timeline is disrupted.
You've killed Archibald. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna get you for that, Crawford.
It was a poisonous flower.
It was.
Yeah. it was the flower of
little
sterility.
You know.
I made him sterile.
You son of a bitch. If you didn't want me to play a monk, you shouldn't have let me make one.
The flower of anti-pumping. Get
That's a great way to describe it. All right. On that note,
Is that a gold or a silver?
I don't know.
That's gross. That's all.
It technically wasn't a pun.
It was just
But
bad.
it did make me groan. Yeah, that's a silver. Take a silver
Okay.
out, you piece of shit.
Okay.
You know what?
Damn,
I copped out on the first silver. I'll toss in a gold for that.
Oh.
Right.
One
okay, so
gold.
We're 42 silver, 25 gold then.
Jesus. By the end of this, it's gonna have more treasure than the fucking.
Jesus Christ!
Sword.
And we've already emptied it twice too.
Yep.
But it didn't.
Bad.
Oh, it was really bad at the beginning.
It was.
That was a good way to.
Yeah, no, to keep your money in check, I was able to just,
curtail us.
Yeah, siphon it off with your own stupidity. Eventually, you find your two friends cleaning out a couple of poor guards. Their friends watching on and laughing.
We're being very pleasant about it on purpose.
I grinned so widely. That's amazing.
Lady Haventry's next to you, also grinning. But if there's nothing else, I believe.
Oh, right. Lovely to meet you, gentlemen. Maybe we'll play again, and we'll have worse luck.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, the wife's gonna be furious.
No. Here, let me give you one back. Is that
No, you earned it. Just.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later then, Harvey. Davey, bye.
It was lovely playing with you two.
Jeevy's just staring at where the pile used to be.
I'm
playing
sorry.
like dead-faced.
Sorry.
Well, if you invite us back, maybe you can win the money back.
We should try chess next time. I know that game.
Please leave.
Okay, bye.
You make your way back to Troll, unless there's anything else you want to do real quick. You make your way.
Tea and cake with Archibald.
Tea and cake is provided. You were given a quick little meal, chatting with Lady Haventry and Archie and whoever else you wish to before heading back to Troll Skull for the evening. I guess that is where we will conclude for the night.
Okay.
So there you go. I hope you all had fun.
That was good.
I like making money. Next time we'll go upstairs.
That's where all the fun stuff. I mean, what?
He's got an arcade machine up there.
It's true. All right. Well, there you go.
I love that whenever we miss a person, all we do is just play character games.
I mean, honestly, that works out for the better. No way they don't
It
get
does.
behind on anything important.
It's just very funny that we're just like, ooh, this is an opportunity for us to role play.
We don't. Yeah, it's so rare that we get an opportunity to really just let our hair down.
Feels like a session. Anyway, shutting off the recording. Say good night.
Good night.
Adios.